Welcome, everyone, to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans. Featured right here on the TNI Network. This is Trent Lott, my co-host, J-Bone, Bill, and Mark. And this is the NWA-TNA number 62 throwback review for Throwback Thursday, which is going to fucking change. Holy
shit. It ain't going to be no throwback no more.
And no more Throwback Thursday. They killed it today. They killed another one of our shows is getting killed off here. I mean, the day, not the show, but they took away the Plus Weekly from us, Bill. Now they're taking away the Throwback Thursday from us. I don't know how much more can you take from?
They take, and we give.
Tell you,
now they pull us back in.
Gentlemen, what's going on? You guys catch something I do here at when I do the intro for this show as opposed to the other one? I do the welcome everyone to Total Nonstop Impact because that's how Mike TNA does welcome everyone to NWA-TNA. I do the welcome everyone as a homage to Mr. Mike TNA. That's what that's all about. Yeah,
we never clipped that soundbite of the TNI. I don't know why that popped in my head. Who said it? Was it Watts that said Total Nonstop Impact?
Yeah, he said something like that.
I don't remember where that was. We need to get that.
Way
it's
back
in my notes. It's in my notes. I can always do like an email search for the note.
Yeah, if I do a search on my notes for TNI, and it probably would show up. It probably would show up pretty easily.
Yeah. Here's me searching my notes.
Well, listen, we got before we jump in to the throwback, guys. There was some big fat news that got released today, and J-Bone is the news guy. J-Bone, we normally don't do J-Bone's news on Throwback, but because it's huge news. This is big stuff that got announced today. So
and it doesn't matter anymore, Trent. We don't know what days we're on. We don't know what days anything's on. So it might as well be J-Bone news every day. Who knows?
J-Bone, why don't you just go live every day and just do a news segment where you talk about what you bought at the grocery store that day? just to fill content because they keep stripping us away from shows.
I bought some really tasty liver sausage.
That's enough. All right, guys, we're J-Bone, so you better be ready for this, J-Bone. All right, guys, special Thursday, one of the last few Throwback Thursday editions of what's going to be J-Bone's news.
Jiminy Christmas.
And now, J-Bone's news. Normally never done on the Throwback show, but goddamn, stealing the Throwback show from us. Thursdays will never be the same. Thursdays will now be the new Tuesdays. Will Tuesdays be the next Thursday? Who knows? We don't even know yet. We'll probably talk about it.
Searching for my fake wrestling news.
This is the real stuff, though. This is real, not fake. J-Bone, take it away.
Oh, it's not fake wrestling news. I think, at least some of our DMs blew up like I don't know how many times today. But I do love our audience. Because they're like, oh my God, did you say? Yes, we said it. Oh my God, the thing. Yes, the thing. Oh my God, Tuesdays, the third. Yes, Thursday.
I do love they all tagged us right away. Like, guys, are you going to be okay? What's going to happen?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, it was debatable to go live for a special news section. I think
it was
big news.
It was. I got the press. I get the press release sent to us by Impact. Got sent over. That's when I put the post out on our page on our Twitter. And it came in the morning, and I know if we could have coordinated it, being that it was a Thursday, it's a work day, everybody's a little in the middle of stuff. We could have gone live with that, but yeah, J-Bone, like you're saying, everybody immediately out of concern, even though half of them don't show up for the throwback. They all Tuesday numbers are great. You guys come in on Tuesday and you explode the numbers. I mean, thousands of plays a month we get on. I'm talking tens of thousands on this podcast between the audio and the video. But Thursday, Bill, they take it easy. They go on. They listen to more audio. They listen in like 3.
I'll tell you, hopefully that's not a sign of J-Bone's news upcoming because Thursday's a different animal. Remember, Thursday's the new Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Let the kids go out on Thursday, I hear. So
maybe the lockdown will benefit us now for that regard. Go ahead, J-Bone.
The news broke earlier today that Impact Wrestling is moving from Tuesday nights here in the U.S. to Thursdays, and earlier in the week, or was it just 24 or 48 hours ago? We also got the announcement that Rebellion is going to be on my birthday, April 25th.
That's another big one that kind of snuck in there too. They moved the pay-per-view over.
Yeah,
that benefits me. We'll talk about that.
just over 1 day, So yeah, that does. We were joking about that because we were joking that Trent had some pull with Impact Wrestling, and because we had talked about. You said you were upset because there's another company that you work for that's running an event that same day, right?
Well, I work for AAW, and we were running the 24th, which was bumming me out that I couldn't do Rebellion.
Right.
What I did was, here's what I did, guys. I called them more. I said, listen here, God damn it. I said, I went down there. I've been eating shit for months.
Don't talk about it.
Well, I've been eating shit. I said, Ingrid, they're all giving me shit. I took a picture with Rohit, and I haven't heard the end of it. I said, now one thing you got to do, all of a sudden, what's with the Saturday pay-per-view shit that you guys do? I'm like, where did this start? Sunday was pay-per-view day, and all of a sudden it's a Saturday. I said, no, I'm busy. I can't do it. This is the number one Impact Wrestling podcast on the planet. And you want me to do a show? You want me to be a part of it with my co-host? Then you got to move this over to Sunday. And he's like, oh, listen. He's like, listen, first off, go fuck yourself. And second of all, we're moving it anyway because Kenny couldn't make it on Saturdays. I said, well, listen, I guess we both win then. So that was it.
Is that the rumor that Kenny couldn't make it?
No.
I thought that was some breaking news there, Trent.
No, nothing. I don't know what the reason is. Actually, I have no idea. Maybe
I thought they moved it because they heard this guy was going to host the post show.
Okay, Boomer.
Oof.
With UFC, right? That's got to be why.
For what?
The UFC. That has to be why they moved
that. I'm sure that is why.
But that was announced a long time ago.
Maybe they just realized and were like, oh.
It could have been where they really thought about it. They're like, wait, guys.
Yeah.
We do want to run against UFC. Like, people are starting to go back into bars to watch this stuff nowadays. Like,
yeah, I bet you they'll move back. I bet this is a temporary thing because of the UFC event. It's
with enough time, right? A month away. I think it's plenty. Yeah. Plenty of time. But J-Bone, I'm sorry. Go ahead, J-Bone. Continue your.
It's all right. It's all right. So yeah, I mean, it's the night that a lot of TNA / Impact Wrestling fans were used to back in the day was Thursdays. I think it's the day that's synonymous with a lot of those fans for this brand. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of indifferent about it, but it certainly is a night now with nothing else on it. A lot of people are cracking jokes like, oh, they're just running from NXT because NXT is on at night. Look, I'm sure there's a number of reasons that's going on. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to overthink it. I'm going to follow it wherever. It's not changing channels, folks. For the millionth time, it's not changing channels. It's just changing nights. And hey, we may get a few more people on Thursday nights because they're like, oh, hey, I used to watch this on Thursday nights. Now it's back. What channel is it?
Thursday, J-Bone.
Thursday. So there's that piece of news. Now I heard about another piece of news. I'm going to bring it up with you, because this is the throwback.
What do you got?
This is the throwback. Someone that was a guest on our show a few months ago is going to be wrestling in the ring again at an indie.
Ooh,
was it a certain Wildcat? Is that
one half?
Intriguing.
One half of AMW. That's not having his 1000th match. It's the other guy.
I saw a picture of him from the gym. Is that what he was gearing up for? Is that what it was?
I think so.
Ooh.
If you look at his and I saw it a few days ago, and I was just scrambling over the last couple hours trying to find it. I thought it was on Twitter, then I found it on his Instagram. So if you go to Wildcat Chris Harris's Instagram, you'll see the video from a few days ago, and he cuts a promo on the nasty something. I forget what the guy's name is, but he cuts a promo on him, and he's like, I'll see you there, or whatever I'm paraphrasing, but so yeah, he's getting back in the ring. So I don't want to overthink it, but this is a throwback, and we love him. He was on here, and hey, it's just a great sign that maybe it's one step closer to hey, maybe hitting up an old tag team partner someday. We could all fantasy book the hell out of this, but I don't want to overdo it, but it's still great news in my opinion. So
it'll definitely be very interesting to see if he, they dust it off, put the old jackets on, huh? Mark's now a fan of AMW. He wasn't before. Throwback made him a fan.
I was a New Church fan originally, and so they were my jam, dude. I was a New Church fan, but now I am an AMW fan this time around, and I'm definitely a Storm fan now too, which I wasn't before. So
isn't that cool, man? 1,000th match coming up this week, though. By the way, that's
crazy.
Awesome.
I love that they're doing it on TV. One more time, that match should be on TV. That's a TV match.
Which one? Oh,
Storm's 1,000th. That should be for everybody to enjoy.
It is on TV, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It
is a TV match. I'm glad they did that.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
That's cool. Very nice, very nice. So that's interesting. I mean, the whole all the running from NXT. It's like, well, then is NXT running from AEW then too? Like, what's going on, right? I mean,
if an AEW fan, they'll say yes.
You can say, which are AEWs, chuckle, nudge, but no, and that's just a scheduling conflict because there's a big picture here in the sports world, and there's something with. I'm not a hockey fan, so I don't keep up on hockey, but I heard something about hockey is moving on USA to Wednesday nights or something like that. Then that's what's causing the NXT move, and then. And we talked about this a little bit over the last few weeks. We were wondering how that would affect Impact Wrestling, but guess what? Now it's not. So
yeah, this was a roller coaster. This announcement for me because I think we all thought this was a likely scenario.
Yeah.
And I'm obviously the Spike TV era Thursdays, TNA. That's emblazoned with everybody. That was the day, just like NWA-TNA was Wednesday. Thursday was TNA, Spike, their glory era. So that is the day synonymous. But they really put a lot of effort to make Tuesday their night. And now it's not. So, and it's the same week that NXT's moving. They're moving. Obviously it's very linked to that week. So, but somebody was going to claim Thursday in this scenario, and they did it first. And if you're not first, you're last. The great Ricky Bobby said that, and it is true because
jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Yeah, because it is because anybody else there that jumps on is going to look like they're now copying from Impact. So now there are risks. I know everyone's like, "Oh, football's going to Amazon Prime, so life is good on Thursdays." Settle down, Sparky. That's not the case.
Football's on like half the days of the week. Who
but
cares?
It's not going to be. It's still going to be on Prime. So Twitch audience, look out. But you got NBA, huge on Thursdays. TV, huge on Thursday. So it's just Thursday is not the cupcake everybody thinks it is. Now it's going to be difficult on Thursday.
And I'm going to take it from Bill. He's a big sports guy, so I'm going to take it from. But one thing, I'm sorry, Mark, to cut you off. I just want to mention one thing though. That does raise that overall number of TV viewing audience. So you'll get the channel flippers this way, though, too. If there's a lot of people on other stuff, that was one of the big things. You get the flippers, right? Commercial on NBA, let me flip around. So what's going on? Maybe they'll catch wrestling. You'll give them some quarter number hours that way. It
raises enough to get an access push in more homes in this time, too. Would be nice.
Yes, that's a big thing. Go ahead, Mark. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, I was just going to say I'm more along the lines of with Bill. Like I wanted to stay on Tuesdays just to see how Impact would do over the long term, because I feel like the product is quality enough to compete head to head with NXT, and over time people would see that. But I understand the move. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not because clearly it's because NXT is moving. That's fine. We'll take Thursday. I agree. Thursday night's not the best in television. It's a very competitive night, even without sports directly up against you. But hey, whatever. At least we own the night. No one else.
But here is the silver lining I am looking at.
Yeah.
When fans return, okay, a taping block starting on a Thursday is a little easier.
It sure
is. More for an audience, because you can go Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
That's
right, your weekend.
And now you don't have to worry because you would go, so maybe a live show Thursdays in some taping on a weekend. That's a nice little setup right there.
That's a great point. And consider one thing here too, Jay. Listen to this. Because they're on the network that owns them, that move was seamless. There was no, it wasn't like a risk. Like, fuck, they're going to lose their spot. They're going to, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Shift right over. And with the
channel's just like, all right, we're just switching days. There's no, exactly.
But you know what? Thursday, like Mark said, it's a competitive day. but it does raise that share number, right? That's the share is the big is if in TV ratings, you know, the more that are actively watching TV always helps the number, you know, because you get the flippers, you get the casuals out. So it might work out. Keep in mind, it is a different audience. You have to be very careful today because wrestling is 2 million fans in the US, and that's it. Like, that is it. Because if and to segment it, I mean, Tuesday night is like, what do you got? You got NWA, you got Dark, you got Impact. I mean, we got us. You know, there's so much going on Tuesdays. Thursday's an unclaimed day. See what happens.
But kudos, I want to give kudos to a throwback. Jesse Goddard's, the former bro man, the man, who's currently the OVW national champion. He already put over, like, great to see them going back to Thursday because they are now on Fight TV at 7:00 Eastern. So he's like, watch us and then go watch them. And our fans watch us and then go watch Impact. So kudos to a very loyal former TNA Impact guy.
He's so loyal to this day. Like, he will put the company over like once a week. I'm seeing him tweet about it. Like, he's very, very proud of his time.
It still leads all his profiles and everything to former Impact, you know.
I love him though. I got to meet Bill the first time I met you at that Slamversary tapings in 2016. They did the meet and greet afterwards.
Yes, there you go. Yeah.
With what was her name? What was their valet's name for the bromance at the time?
Oh, the real, was it Rachel?
What
was her name?
Oh my
God. It was something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, he's such a cool guy.
What's her name? What was her? Gabby from Tough Enough or something?
Yes, that was it. I forgot her other name though. Rochelle, or I don't even know. See if it comes to you. But big news, guys. That's a huge one. Impact moving. Was it August? April 8th, Jay? Is that what it was?
Raquel.
Yeah, and that's actually the week before. That's a few days before WrestleMania, and NXT is making their move the week after WrestleMania. So
you get a week.
Yeah. So Impact is actually beating the move. So.
All right, let's go in positive. It's an unclaimed day. Let's own the day fully. No, there's no Dark. There's no NWA. Go ahead, Mark.
One more comment on this before we move on, because Bell's Boy just mentioned it, and I meant to say it earlier. I love the commercial that Impact did for this with the talent. Right. I wish they would run but you remember the old the Up North company used to run with ESPN those crossover commercials. I wish Access would do something like that with the Impact talent. That'd be really cool. Have them in the offices or whatever.
They have the means to do it. I mean, they own the network owns it, right?
And it's the flagship show, right? Impact is the flagship of the brand. So.
When they brought them on, they did do some cool ones with the music because they're primarily a music station, Access.
Yeah.
And they were like intersecting like rock and wrestling was when they first came on. It's like Sammy Callahan and a rock band. It was cool. It was cool stuff.
They should go back to that because I loved Access even before this, right? I'm a music guy, so I was watching Access even before. So it's a great chance. They should go back to involving the music aspect of things. So
because Palladio was like, I think, the top tier music channel.
Yeah, Palladio's really good.
Ever.
It was awesome.
And then like Access was the closest thing to Palladio once Palladio went away.
Yeah, they should lean into it. A crossover audience.
Why not? Yeah.
So let's start. So good news. Let's go in positive. That's some fun stuff coming up. So yeah, just to recap, Impact moving days. And then Rebellion has moved over one night. So a little April, very interesting month for Impact Wrestling. A lot going on, man. A lot going on. There's some buzz, new talent. There's some buzz of contracts. There's a buzz of all sorts of stuff coming up. So remember,
you know what? Because it was mentioned, just once again, throwback, but it's going to be a while since news till Tuesday, geez. Which will be the throwback show.
Yeah.
But they already announced on that debut episode the main event. Huge main event.
Oh, yeah.
What is it? I didn't even see
Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers in a 6-man match against Rich Swann, Willie Mack. Big spot for Willie Mack.
Huge.
Yeah.
And who was the third guy?
Eddie.
Eddie. Yeah, Eddie obviously has been put into the storyline, but Willie Mack, that's huge.
Go ahead, Mark.
I love that. Love Willie Mack, but why not Sammy after he had that interaction with Don? That's the only thing I thought.
Lurking on the outside of it right now. He's not in it yet. Yeah.
The first thing I thought though was, damn, this was like, that's prime for Sammy. Why isn't he in that match? But
does Sammy work well? Like I know I've been the big proponent of sometime we are going to get Eddie and Sammy as like tag team champions.
Yeah,
but not yet.
Not yet. What was I going to say? So just to touch on this though, So people are asking about our show. Now what happens? I think we'll just mention. Are we just flipping days? Are we cool with that? Are we just flipping days?
I put a poll out on names too, so go check on that.
I saw that Mark did put a poll up on the We Talk Impact on Twitter, guys. Go see Mark's options that he's put out there. One of them was very X-rated. Mark, what the hell are you doing in there? You're trying to get some trouble with it. Trying to get some
but
trouble
it's
with
the
it.
most appropriate TNA Tuesday.
Right. There was another one in there. It wasn't as nice.
Yeah, that was okay. That TNA Tuesday, I'm like, I know it's a kid show and all.
I'm gonna have to look into this.
So how about this? We'll swap. We'll go with that. We'll see how throwbacks feel on a Tuesday. Early week throwback just feels weird now.
It's
all of
weird.
a sudden.
I agree. That is weird.
Like I'm not used to watching.
It's only a day before Dave's couch.
It is. I've done everything but Wednesday. But so we'll swap, guys. We'll starting that week. We'll swap it out. So join us.
We got a celebrity in the chat right now.
Wrestling Nurse is in the chat.
Hey, Wrestling Nurse.
She likes Will. Her and Willie get along pretty well.
What'd she think of this day change?
I told her on the phone earlier today. I mentioned it to her that it's happening. I mean, she said, she kind of gave. Oh, okay. I don't know how she felt about it, but we'll see. She can put it in the chat. But yeah, so we'll announce it, guys. We'll remind everybody the week it's happening. I'm sure Impact's going to have a lot of bumpers to remind you guys of the change coming up. So we'll do that. I want to mention one more thing real quick. Anybody who missed out on the promotion that we ran on Tuesday, the first 20 TNI listeners to order on Shop Impact to get to get a free autograph. A lot of people are asking me, Bill. They're like, well, if I didn't listen live, what do I do? I missed it. What happens now? Been talking Impact. We'll work something out. We'll probably start doing it around the big shows, the pay-per-views, maybe once a month. Might get a promotion like that. Nice. We'll lock it in. We'll let you know. That's a nice little partnership we're running here with Shop Impact. So
it'd be nice if they could lock it in for like 24 hours instead of for the listeners that listen like the next day, so they got a little time. Yeah,
we'll see what I can do. I've already gotten to more to change his mind on a couple of things, on moving Rebellion over. So let's see what I can do about.
Well, you just did that because you knew it was my birthday, right?
That's exactly right. That's it.
Well, speaking of J Bone's birthday and the Shop Impact into the buying stuff, because I know it was asked earlier today, the celebration does return so we'll be earlier that day on that Sunday. I put it out on my social media earlier after Mark was asked a question on the main account. So definitely hop in. I think the first 50 are getting like a swag bag too.
Really?
Oh, nice.
In addition to all the other goodies.
The asker Leslie is here in chat. She's actually new to the TNI fam. So thanks for helping out, Bill. Yeah. I knew you'd know.
Yeah. That sounds fun. That celebration is a party, and more so for the swag. Really, like we get to talk to a lot of those guys here, like on the show here. So that's one thing, but the swag they give you with the celebration is worth the money already. So Bill's done it a bunch of times, and he's gotten a great.
Yeah, and I'll definitely. Last time it's almost what you just said, because I wasn't sure how many people. The first one was packed. There was a lot of people, and I did get a question in for Moose during the first one. Mm-hmm. So the second one, because we get to talk to all the talent on our show, I'm like, I want other people to get a chance. But then I realized some of the people were asking more than one question. Then I'm like, I got to jump in here. And then I jumped in too late. So I'm not doing that this time. I'll be asking a question early.
Is it 110 again? Same price? Did they leave it the
same price? And that's like you get a shirt. Small, the 3XL, same price, no increase. And then you, I know you get a canvas again, piece of canvas, sign. Maybe Trent still cut those. I don't know.
They're cut out, huh? Then cutting, huh? With those canvases, working hard for you.
Yeah, I have to pull up to see all the. But I don't know if there's a shirt again or if it's a gift certificate or both. I got to double check. That's kind of been what it was, but I don't know if they switched it up a little bit. Because like the first time they had the video greeting and stuff, so they've been messing around like they do the old VIP titaniums.
He's super cool if it's the Rebellion shirt that they're selling on Shop. That's a sweet shirt, man.
That's a really sweet shirt.
I would hope it would include the shirt because they've been including the shirt of the pay-per-view. Speaking of, this was the Hard to Kill, which is different than my other one. I should have them head to head. It's like more like a distress. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I'm glad it's different since I already had the other one.
I like the new one better, actually. It was kind of a lot of red on the original one.
It was very red. It stood out. Like I wore that, but it was cool for certain things. Like when I went to Camp Crystal Lake, I wore my Hard to Kill in like the blood red. So I'm like, that's a perfect shirt.
Yeah.
Nice.
Big shout out to Truck. He's mentioned he bought 3 shirts during our promotion with Shop Impact.
Yeah,
So
Truck.
I was told by Ingrid we had a good turnout with that, and she wanted to know if everybody was happy with it, and the autographs already on the way. Everything's on the way.
I got my shipping notification the next morning or
Yeah.
later that night. So shout out to Shop Impact and Ingrid.
Oh
Ingrid
my
was telling me-
God.
she's like, hey, we have upped the game on Shop Impact. Ingrid's a huge
Dude.
part. That's a big shout out to Ingrid for taking
Yeah,
care of that.
huge. And I'll tell you what,
listening to the people.
That's
and
right.
it is working. I bought a red logo Impact shirt that I've wanted since they changed the logo and never pulled the trigger. I only pulled the trigger to support the promotion. So hey, there's the
time to
sale.
do it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It works.
Yeah, sadly I missed it. I was struggling to even talk to you guys, go in the chat, so I was not making it on that site. As well.
You get a little you get a little extension. I mean, come on, you're one of the hosts here. You get a little extension to it. Just let Ingrid know.
Do I?
Bill already owns everything on Shop Impact. He's waiting for the next wave.
So here's the thing, guys. So
I did buy the celebration now. I did buy
You did
got
get
my
it.
spot reserved.
I bought my Rebellion yesterday.
Nice.
So
So yeah, guys, we will let you guys know next time it is running. Like I said, we're gonna try to center it around the pay-per-views and the Impact Plus specials. I think that's the best time to do it, especially if we can do it on the review nights of the specials. I think that'd be cool. Those get a lot of traffic. So we'll let you guys know with enough time. Don't worry, we'll give you a heads up enough for that. So
Yeah, we might. Who knows? Hey, if you're talking like Rebellion night, we might crash Shop Impact.
we might. Rebellion Night is probably going to be one of our biggest shows ever. Bound for Glory last year, I think so far stands as our biggest one, right, Jay? That's number wise. I think that's
Bound for Glory was huge.
between video and audio.
yeah.
It like blew up crazy. So I think Rebellion's set to be even bigger, to be honest, just because it's the tie-ins are heavier.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys.
Oh, the answer, Zach, here.
Yeah.
I did get that. I thought I did answer. I did get that phone call. If you're talking about the one from Cardona, I did get that phone call.
You did. You got a phone call from Cardona, huh?
I have
sure, yeah.
the voicemail. I missed it live. It's like an 8-second voicemail. I think I have it still.
You want to play it? You want to play it live?
I don't know. Is that legal?
yeah, of course it's legal. You own
No
it.
one's going to tell anybody, right?
Yeah. Now that you have the NFT to that now.
He's going to play it live.
Hold on a
Pull it up
sec here.
Matt Cardona is appearing on Throwback.
Bring up Truck's comment too for the Rebellion pay-per-view review. That's pretty sweet.
Look at that.
Oh,
Look at,
ooh.
oh, sorry, where'd it
Oh,
go?
no.
Wait, here it is. Truck's comment. If you guys do a post pay-per-view review, which we always do, I'll donate some Shop Impact codes for giveaways. This is the most generous man I've ever come across.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, Truck.
Unbelievable, man.
Him and his wife do incredible things. A lot of just charity work and just good hearts, man. Good people up there in Canada and Winnipeg, Manitoba, right? Good people up there. He's probably in with Don and Jericho and all those guys.
Wrestling capital of the world.
No kidding.
Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
All right, Bill's gonna play. As soon as Bill plays this, we're gonna go into a review.
Hey, what's up? As always, ready. Matt Cardona.
Hold on. I don't know if you can hear that.
Yeah, we heard it.
Oh, you heard it? All right.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
making
Loud
it
and clear.
louder because I didn't think it could be heard.
All right, here we go.
All right. Get it closer.
There it is. It's ready.
Oh, and it went.
Cardona.
Oh,
Well,
what
We
happened?
speaker.
can hear it.
Hey, what's up? As always, ready. Matt Cardona. Thanks for my Impact shirt. I'm here. Appreciate it.
Nice.
Short to the point.
I
He probably
wanted-
did a ton of this.
Jay Bone, I want Matt Cardona's face on the graphic. He's appeared on the Throwback show. Completely irrelevant to everything.
That's the podcast crossover we need to hook up.
There we go. All right, guys, let's jump into the review. Let's do this.
We're doing a review?
We still have a Throwback to do. So
We're already
Yeah,
half
and
an hour in.
I know. A lot of
Before
news.
we start, I'm watching the numbers. If you guys start leaving because we're doing the Throwback, we're coming after you.
I'm bragging stuff.
We'll
It's
find
like the
you.
end of Jay and Silent Bob. We're knocking on your doors.
Just building a show up like,
Heard you was talking shit on the internet.
are you Fish Trout 17? That's you, huh? Well, come here, motherfucker. Just take him out.
Are you Nurse Nicole Wrestling Nurse? wait.
Are you leaving? Jesus. All right. Hey, by the way, what did we do? We got Jay. I don't know if you saw this. We got on the Swinger episode, besides from it being a disaster with Swingers Connection, Did we get some kind of copyright strike with that? That the YouTube said it was so bad that they like hit us with some kind of strike for some reason?
What?
Did you see this?
No.
I want you to, we'll talk about it off air, but I'm like, what happened on that episode? I mean, we was already off the rails disaster.
Any like music or something appear? I don't know.
Nothing. Jay, we'll talk about it. See if there's something. I thought I saw something come through, but I'm like, what the hell happened on Tuesday?
It's probably fucking Kyle's fault. He's not going to listen.
No, that's all on the team TNI UK with the thing.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, guys.
Oh, come on, UK guys.
Let's hop in, guys. This is going to be NWA-TNA number 62, September 17th, 2003. Let's see where we all were. Now, as usual, I was on my buddy Dave's couch, paying my half of the $10 to order this, ordering some Chinese and or pizza. Hanging out Dave for 3 hours watching, or 2 hours watching some TNA. So that's where I was. And
you never mixed it up. It was always Chinese or pizza.
We got a little. Sometimes I tell you, we got a little crazy. We got a little nuts sometimes. We got some sandwiches once in a while. Now I'm sure we mixed it up. You know, we did a little something here and there. But those are the usual go-tos because they're great delivery. As you know, the Chinese food and pizza are great delivery, and Pasta Mania right there. It's been a long time since we showed that.
That was crazy, Pasta Mania, Trent, back in the early days of pandemic. Man. Shit, that was wild. What was it, 3 months without going to the grocery store or something like that? I was like practically counting. I was texting you every day. Hey man, did you go to the grocery store yet? Did you go to the grocery store yet?
I made it. And big thanks to the nurse. She was a big part. She stocked me up like at the beginning of the pandemic, and I didn't go grocery shopping again from March until July 12th. I didn't go to the grocery store. And not because I was scared, more because I was just like, I want to see if I can make it. I just want to see if I can make it.
I went from February till August without getting gas.
That's amazing. February to August.
Unbelievable.
What the heck? Wait, how?
Dude, I work.
That too.
Yes, that too. I work from home. My wife teaches less than a mile from my house. My kids are at home. Where the fuck have I gone in the last pandemic 6 months? First 6 months of pandemic. Yeah.
Cool. Crazy. All right. Let's do it, guys. Let's jump in there. Now, I was on, like I said, Dave's couch. Bill, what's going on in your world? What's going on in Philly? September 17th.
September 17th. I know from my emails that I was still like in the job hunt world. I was looking around. But now we're talking September-ish. Obviously summer is your big concert season, but September midweek, that feels like that still could have been that could be concert time. That's still a hotbed because I just saw yesterday I got an email for a live show in the area in November, but that's kind of what they're targeting. So maybe a little Not a Surf in November for me.
Not a Surf. Interesting. They're still around.
Not a Surf.
Popular.
They're still popular.
How about that? All right. Very cool.
I thought I was like one of 3 people that still like that band.
Jay, what were you doing September 17th, 03? Make it interesting. Just lie to me if you have to. This has been bad for the last month now. These answers have not been up to snuff.
I was drunk downtown, hanging out with protesters, actually harassing protesters outside of the Bradley Center at a WWF event.
Okay, deal. I'll take it. Absolutely.
Which one's Jay?
Exactly. All right, Mark.
No, and I actually did that once because I was waiting outside with a buddy to get in, and it was, I don't know, it was SmackDown Raw or pay-per-view or whatever, I don't know. But we had just done dinner. We were a little lit, waiting to get in, and there were protesters on the corner, no shit, that were saying that Triple H was Satan.
Yeah, I mean, they're not wrong.
So and just because these people are, they're shaking their Bibles at us and stuff, and so
wow.
me and Mark, me and my buddy Mark, we started a "We Love Puppies" chant. We had like 100 people around us chanting "We love puppies." Dude, these protesters got so
I thought you were
mad.
a cat guy.
Well,
Yeah, wait a minute. All right, J-Bone.
Starts with a P,
story going on here. Mark, what the hell's going on?
September 17th. So I'm still at the law firm. I'm still bootlegging clone cards to watch this. However, there has been a significant change at this point in my life. we are fucking broke as shit. And I took a second job managing a video game store at nights while I continued to work at the law firm during the day. So it's possible I watched this on replay very late at night.
Look at that.
Yeah. I don't remember when I started at the game store, but it's right around this time. And I was working, that part-time mall schedule. So sometimes I'd miss it from here on
no
for the
kidding.
next couple of years. Yeah.
Humble beginnings of one Uncle Mark here. Look at that.
Absolutely.
All right. Interesting. Cool. Let's jump in. I'm going to be conscious of saying the word cool. I guess I say the word cool a lot. Mirror's in the chat going, how many times does he say the word cool? I guess I say it a lot. It's a transition word. That's how I use it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's all be cool.
It's like a Canadian destroyer. Like you walk into the kitchen to get something to drink. Canadian destroyer, get something to drink.
Exactly.
Go back to the couch.
Transition.
Yeah, it's a transition.
They're making fun of me because I said lit.
Anyway, I mean, I don't think they're used to Mark being the lit one around here.
I am lit. That's the bomb, though.
All right, so we open the show. Great graphics here, by the way.
Oh my god, great music! Great music.
Borash,
dude,
IMAX special, guys.
Beautiful.
Announcement of the 4-team competition to determine the new number one contenders at this time. So it's AMW, the New Church, 3 Live Crew, 2 members of 3 Live Crew, and then Kash and Abyss. My notes literally just say in capital letters graphics because they're just amazing at this point.
I think this guy made the graphics.
Jiminy Christmas.
Dude, all mine says is sick fucking music. That's all my notes say.
It was just it's amazing. But again, it was Jeremy Borash doing all this stuff, man. So
hey man, I take back all the bad shit I've said about JB over the years.
I mean, it's 2003 also. He's wearing a ton of hats. That is what it is,
Yep.
But we can't act like a lot of time I feel we give a pass to some of these graphics. Like this is not like 1993. It's 2003.
The music is so fucking good.
The Shane Douglas one later is
oh my god,
that one kills me. It's like the trailing words.
Oh, that was awful.
You're right. That's 93. That's 1990.
Yeah, like most of the stuff looks like late 90s at best.
Yeah,
and it's at least 5 years, but it's more like 10 years out of date. Back then, like I could have done better on my laptop. Sorry, JB. Do better.
And now JB makes videos for NASA part time along with WWE.
He's evolved. Maybe he got the right software.
Shane's arrival video stood out too. I think he's got a thing for the franchise.
Maybe. So we go right into this match. It's a 4-way tag. It's a 1 pin to the finish. 3 Live Crew. It is it's BG and Truth taking on the New Church, which is Sinn and Slash, which Conan slips and calls him Wolfie D in the commentary. If you caught that. And then Kash and Abyss and AMW. But Conan jumps on color. Real fun here, but he does slip. He's like talking about everybody's experience. Like, Wolfie D's been doing this for 15 years. If you didn't know that was Wolfie D from the PG-13, you're like, who the fuck is Wolfie D?
That one went completely over my head. I have to listen to that again.
But it was great. You know what? I'm not going to get too tough on this because they reference all the time people's like TNA goes on a whole Roddy Piper WWF rant. Yeah. So it's not like what are we doing here?
He looks so different though. The thing about Wolfie and Slash
completely different. You're right.
When this first came out in 2003, I had no idea who. I was like, who the hell is this? I had no idea that was the same guy. Like he looked completely different. So I guess maybe that's what answered a bunch of questions for everybody. That was Wolfie D, PG-13. But I mean, it was solid. I mean, they're 4 of the best tag teams in the company at this point. So this is actually, I mean, Kash and Abyss aren't officially a team, but
they were killing it on Explosion, according to commentary.
Yeah,
right.
Yep, the syndicated worldwide.
Can we get the Lost Explosion episodes on Impact Plus? Can we just start putting those up? Because the gems on those have to be incredible. I gotta imagine they have to be amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna get Impact before we'll get that though. We won't be getting those Explosion episodes for.
Well, what are they up to right now on Plus? What you up to?
I feel like it's still like a 5 years. Still, like it's a big gap still.
Big gap.
Yeah, it's about a 5-6 year gap.
It's the years I want to see where I wasn't watching too.
It's the Thursdays.
Thursdays. But okay. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, big thing is you can't. You have to go slowly because that's kind of what entices people. Because you announce things like now 2015's up. Like, oh shit, yes, what I wanted to watch. I'll sign up.
Let's address Charles in the chat real quick. Charles, this episode is 62. The recap episode, we talked about this after the show last week, guys. The recap episode that originally aired on television is not on the app. So this is 62, and then it'll go straight. So if you're watching it somewhere else, then this is 63. But if you're watching,
which is strange because the first time they did a recap, it was actually on the app, right?
It was on the app.
But it wasn't.
But here's the thing about that one, though. Jay and I did that one. That had fresh interviews, right, Jay? That had some fresh content. So it was still kind of a newish episode.
Yeah, they were showing the matches or highlights of matches, but they had like the interviews in between them. Now, what's funny is, and I know what Charles is talking about. Like I get like the results from like fandom.com, the wrestling part of fandom.com. And I looked at there and I got confused for a second. I thought we screwed up. On there, this is number 63.
Yeah, see that's where it gets iffy when the best stuff, because the app didn't even count it. The app counts us as 62. So it's a little
we're going
iffy.
off. Yeah, we're going off of what it says on the Impact Plus. So.
Yeah. So because that's kind of the official one we have to go off of. So so 62, September 17th, 03. So if I hope nobody got messed up with this. So yeah, I guess 62.5, right, Zach? That's what we consider it.
It's like Resident Evil 1.5.
Right. So if you guys didn't watch the right one, you started now and just watch along, I guess. But any thoughts on this? My only thing I want to point out is that they brought up here is that Spanish commentary was officially part of Impact or TNA at this point. That Conan was doing it this whole time. So I thought that was pretty cool that they had to branch into like that Spanish commentary market, or just trying to get the Latin market at the time. But finish came when Terry Taylor came down and nutshotted Kash
twice.
A doodle do
as revenge for Kash slapping him. And 3 Live Crew win.
Bill.
Fucking
Red Rooster.
But I gotta say, so 3 Live Crew got to win. It's a big win for 3 Live Crew because they're over here with the Impact, the Asylum, I should say. So Jay, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking because they end up doing a Freebird rule, right? Am I crazy? They do like a Freebird rule. I'm blending into the background. I like the dark background. Just blend into this. I'm gonna get some new setup soon. I will get some new setup. I got something.
It's the explosion of backgrounds.
Where did your foldable thing?
The partition
go?
thing? It's over there. I got it.
I liked that too. I actually thought about getting one, but
should I get it? I have a new one. I have a new something in my Amazon cart ready to come. We'll see. We'll try to get a better one going here. We'll see. We'll try to refresh it a little bit. But anyway, go on. But Jay, thoughts on this? 3 Live Crew. They were pretty over. I thought this was a fun. It wasn't long, but it was fun.
No, it wasn't long. What was interesting is there's still some stuff going on between like Kash and Abyss. And like something happened. Kash was trying to get Abyss's attention, or he was trying to fire him up, or he was doing something during the later part of the match. And he slapped him and he's looking at Kash, and I'm like, oh, here we go. This is it. This is breakup number 2 or whatever. But then Abyss used that frustration and used it on whoever he was with in the ring, and just completely just mowed him over, just plowed him over. And I was like, oh, okay, they're good for now, I guess. But it was funny because it reminded me of what Callahan used to do with Madman Fulton. Like he'd slap the shit out of him and psych him up. And
very similar. Very similar. It's like the little guy controlling the monster thing. Very similar.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it. Mark, any thoughts on this one? Good opener.
Yeah, it was. So I was in the treehouse taking a break. I've been really busy with work. Took a midday break to watch this. My notes say Sinn's tights are skulls. Kash uses slap control. Double nut smash from Red Rooster. That's what my notes say. That's a loud one. Okay, so let me make sense of that. So what I meant to say was I really like this formation of 3 Live Crew where Conan steps into the speaking leadership role and we get more of Ron and BG in the ring. I didn't like the vignettes originally, but now I like this more. I was really high when I took notes on this match. I can tell.
This is the good stuff.
They're super over though. I built like 3 Live.
Oh yeah, huge. I'd say this is rivals D'Lo Brown. It's as loud a pop. I won't say it's that early D'Lo pop because that might be like the loudest pop I've heard so far.
The D'Lo debut was
and this is now it's one of the highest in quite some time. This pop.
Yeah, they're
loving it. And for someone we only seen vignettes of on the pay-per-views, like they're so over. Now, obviously, you have some guys there that individually have been pretty over. So together they are, but you can tell the gimmicks, they're digging it down in the Asylum.
They are, man. That's real. Where did I see? Did we pull it up on Tuesday? Somebody had a 3 Live Crew t-shirt. When was that? Was that last week? We found a 3 Live Crew t-shirt. Or was that in our chat that we were talking about?
That was in our chat. Kyle found
it. Yeah. And it wasn't that much, right? It was like, what, $40 for 3 Live?
Yeah,
an original
I don't know where it ended, but that's where it was.
A 3 Live Crew t-shirt. That'd be fun. But all right, let's keep going. Let's see. We got some more. We got more here. So we went from that to Don West and Mike Tenay. The color on this one, J-Bone? Did you mark it down?
The what?
Red on red?
Oh, red on red.
Red on red.
Yeah,
you know what? That's not a bad idea by Truck. I think he's saying we should make a t-shirt like 3 Live Crew with TNI.
Oh, like the same, like a logo like that?
Font, like the 3L. That's not a bad idea.
Oh, kind of like graffiti looking letters.
Yeah.
I got to look at it again. Yeah.
Can there be skulls on it?
What's it doing the skulls? It's very 2003. I was gonna guess.
Like skulls.
We have a new shirt. We have a new shirt that should be dropping by Tuesday on Pro Wrestling Tees. So I'll plug that later on once it's up officially.
Wait, when are we going to show? Oh, you're not going to show the design until it's up.
We'll do it Tuesday. I want to make sure it's up. It's been submitted. It's going through the.
I feel like the throwback crowd deserves it. These are the loyalists right here.
They are. All right. So 3 Live Crew wins. They move on. Don West, red on red. Now, while they're hyping, the lights go out, and it's Roddy Piper's music. It starts hitting, and he comes out.
Do you love how Tenay tries not to sell what it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Bagpipes. Who could it be?
Who could the bagpipes be for?
I'm like, come on, Mike. Come on.
But Tenay is taking shots at the WWE in this. Now, I'm trying to remember what happened around this time. Because there's a ton of shots by Roddy and a ton of shots by Tenay about how they turn their back on him.
Being dated is tough because it feels like it's definitely in like the news of that day for like that week. Like he's reacting to like some indie promoter on his TNA promo. Yeah, Roddy Piper. Like
what happened here? I want to know.
I think it's bigger than that. This is around the same time, I believe, when Piper was doing stuff with the WWE, but they couldn't get a contract put together. And he was also, this is when he did, soon after that run-in with, he attacked Hogan. It was Hogan versus Vince McMahon. I think it was that year. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's the year we're in now. Around this time. So now granted, I know this is September. And so Piper stuck around for a while. He was working with Sean O'Hare.
That's right.
Okay, so this is around that time, and then they couldn't come to terms on a contract, and then there was some other stuff that Piper's talking about. Now Piper was like Piper's usually like boom, boom, boom. The crowd actually turns on him here and actually starts backing Russo, which is so Twilight Zone. Like, what the fuck?
I have it in my notes too. They were like, the crowd wasn't as hot for him like they were the first time. Like they were kind of lukewarm on him. So I don't like what happened in the world at this point with him that everybody was kind of like, it's okay. Like, I'm dying to know.
Well, and that's the thing. Piper is talking about it in his promo. He doesn't say super specifically like what the interview was and what it, where this all came from, but it's about that he was something leaked from up north. Someone told someone in the press that he was had a drug problem.
Right. That's what.
And then he was talking about, his kids finding out and him having to explain to his kids. And this whole thing just was really uncomfortable to watch. I'm not going to lie, because this is not the Piper we know and love. He was like, the second he came through the curtain, the second he came out on the stage and the fog hit, he's got this look on his face. He doesn't have the big sarcastic, fuck you guys, I'm here, look out. It's not the same Piper. He's got this sour, like he's like someone just he just came out of a fucking country song. Like someone just shot his fucking dog and like stole his truck and ran it off a cliff or something. Is that how country songs go? I don't know. But that's the Piper we're looking at here.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a very dark Roddy Piper.
Very extreme. Remember his first one felt like a complete shoot. Like he's talking about Owen Hart and all that. It's crazy, that first one. But this one, he's obviously referencing a lot of stories out there at the time. But it seems like it doesn't really fit in for what's going on. Yeah. He's just there to kind of like, he really seemed like he only showed up to have a vehicle to address these like online rumors of the time.
I think
Dave Meltzer's of the world is what he's like addressing. And like he just used them as a platform to do it. There was really no other thing other than Russo gets involved, but it's really, and I'm Piper really, he's up there. Like he's on my, when I was growing up, he was number 1, 2 the whole time I was growing up, Piper. Mm-hmm. It was like Piper Flair. And this is tough to watch. This is not the Piper you want to see here.
Well, Mark, you texted me. You're like, man, he does not look healthy here. Right?
I was, I texted you. I was like, hey, when did Piper pass? Is it around this time? I said, he looks really bad. And then the drug stuff came out, and I didn't.
And actually, 2015. He lives.
A long time.
Years.
I mean, I guess I didn't realize that all that was going on with him because like J-Bone said, as soon as he breaches the curtain, I was like, man, he looks terrible. And then just throughout the course of his time in the ring, it was like, man, I don't know what's going on in the real world at this time.
He was. I mean, he was jumping from thought to thought real irrationally, and I don't think he was like on something here. He's
always quirky. He's always kind of quirky though.
Yeah.
Like, he's always like that.
He is, but he was off. I mean, he was visibly upset. And he was just kind of going from thought to thought, and it just we like I said, it just wasn't the same.
Yeah, he had a good line now. He got one good line. He did say he's not crazy. He's just a little unwell. Come on there, Trent.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my! I was trying to think of it at the time too, and they put me.
It's a Matchbox 20.
Yes, that's right.
Oh my God! It is that year.
Push you around, yeah.
I actually thought it was a different line.
No, I know that's what I heard too.
I just like when Russo's running his mouth and Piper says, "I'm going to beat your ass just because your name is Vincent."
That's good. That's good.
That was good too. Yeah, because a lot of this stuff is aimed at Mr. McMahon.
Yeah. Russo comes out. He threatens. Basically, his threat is. It's either me, it's me or him, and if it's me, the champ goes with me. So I'm taking the title with. Now, this plays into what Dusty does later on. So we'll bring that up in a second. But so that was the whole thing. So they're kind of going back to the Russo thing. Russo's a little more subdued than he was the first time. There's no sports entertainment extreme. He's strictly AJ's guy, and that's it. He's essentially brokering the champion at this point. So he's in that approach. We go right from that to D'Lo and Siaki. So they do some recap, couple new interviews within the recap, and it's a casket match. So this kind of fucking random,
fucking weird shit.
Random. Like they did the thing with the hearse and all that, right? Leading up to this. But a casket match, this wasn't announced last week, right? Am I crazy?
No.
They did not announce a casket match.
They showed the ring, and I go, "What the fuck?"
That was a casket. That was a huge casket.
Yeah.
They go at it hard though. Like they tear the casket apart, like inside. Oh my God. It's like the ring's littered. Like it's all over the place.
I've never seen a casket used to pummel someone.
Fucking awesome.
It's always they said it's always outside of the ring on a rack of wheels or whatever the hell they call that thing. Mm-hmm. Like off to the side somewhere. The only other time I've seen it like used physically was like in Lucha Underground, and it was a casket match, but it was called something else, like that had to do with the lucha culture
theme,
the Dia de los Muertos match or something.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, it was the highlight of this one was D'Lo did a frog splash onto Siaki, who was laying on the casket. That was pretty. That was intense.
That was fucking awesome. But the spot for me, which I thought you were going to say, Trent, because we are bros here, was Trinity has got D'Lo from the outside and has his arms and has her foot up on the ring post. I'm trying to give you the visual here. And she's pulling back and Siaki's hitting him with the casket from behind and she's got him blocked against the post. I'm like, hell yeah, Trinity.
Trinity's awesome.
We had Trinity all up in this bitch tonight too. But it was awesome.
We got a debut on this that I didn't see coming. Mark texted me earlier in the day. He's like, huge debut. You're going to love it. And when this happened, I'm like, that was it? But it turns out to be something later on. But J-Bo, you said you loved it. Tell us who it is.
It's Eddie Fatu, aka Jamal, one half of. Now you got to think of where we're coming from at this time. This is one half of 3-minute warning. He goes back a few years later, like 2006, 2007, comes back to WWE as Umaga.
Oh, that's the same guy. Like I'm not watching WWF at all at this point. That's the same
one. Between those,
I popped, and I had no like. I saw something like a few months ago, like it was like a highlight clip of him showing up, and I was like, oh, cool. But I had completely forgotten, like, because we see so many clips and stuff.
Real quick, Jay, let's just go to this comment from Hakeem. He's clearing up the Piper thing. To answer your question as to why fans turned on Piper here, he did an HBO interview where he doesn't talk about pro wrestling in a positive light. I remember that HBO interview.
Oh, okay.
That's right. Okay, so that was around this time.
Was he killing the business or just saying like
anti-Vince things or just anti-wrestling?
He was just down on what the business does to a guy. He's always had those issues, right? That interview is on YouTube. It is still on YouTube if you want to watch it.
From my buddy Armin Kateam, who always got the wrestling interviews.
Yeah,
the original scoops.
The originals. Hey, take it easy.
Well, I know the Iceman took it over.
George Iceman, I tell you what, George Iceman.
But he's got the intel.
Not the scoop. He's got the intel.
The intel, that's right.
He's trying to have it all. That's what he's trying to do. Sorry, Trent. This Iceman.
I know. Save that fire for Tuesday, man.
Then Thursdays.
And then Thursday.
Oh yeah. That first week we're going to be all sorts of confused, aren't we?
It'll be nuts. Well, Jamal debuts. He destroys D'Lo, and then they put D'Lo in the casket. Siaki wins. So
dude, at the end, that casket, Trinity's like throwing the lid. It's falling off. The casket's in multiple pieces.
It's gone.
Closed, like bent to hell. This was a cool match. This is maybe my favorite Siaki match that I can think of.
They found a way they found a place for Siaki at this point, right? So it's like one of the most lost characters this whole time. They didn't know what to do with him. And I think they're just like, you know what? You kind of have that. We'll just throw you as a shit disturber. You kind of just fall into wins. Nothing major. I know he gets the X. He had the X title already. We already did that. We already had the X belt. And that was it. Title wise, he doesn't get anything more than this. And that's it. So yeah, the role he's in now is pretty much that's it. I think they tried a lot, didn't work, and they're like, "Cool, you're good here, and we'll go."
Just be an asshole.
Yeah, just be an asshole. Yeah. Ace in the hole, be an asshole.
And I love the fact that Jamal showed up here. I think he had on his shirt it said ECMO Fatu or something.
Mm-hmm. No, so he passed, right? This gentleman, he passed away.
Yes,
that was 2009.
Okay.
He lived here. In Houston.
Oh, in your area? Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, that sucks. But yeah, he does a little run. We get to see a little bit. I don't know how many weeks we're going to see him for, but enjoy it.
That's always the question at this time when somebody shows up: is how long are they going to be?
Yeah.
This is a real period like that.
So speaking of a confused time, Scott Hudson's back there, Bill. He's up next.
Where did Terry Taylor go?
He's with Don Callis, who's on the
What a scumbag!
He is with that guy, Don Callis. Callis is pissed that Jerry Lynn is getting a title match because of Eric Watts. He goes, who the hell is he to get a title? He's been running roughshod in this place. He does not deserve a title shot. This is ridiculous. He's all upset. And then right here, I believe Watts comes right in and says, what do you got something to say to me? And he's like, no, Mr. Watts. No, everything's fine. And he's just kind of like, no, I'm going to do it. That's my job. I'm the director of authority here. I'm going to make a title match and you can't stop me. It's getting a little muddy with the two of them.
It's been muddy since they both debuted that same week.
Yeah. It's to the point where it's like, who's pulling what string here, right?
Here we go. Truck. We're up the same mind here.
Hudson was so out of place in TNA. He would have fit in the studio wrestling show, but not TNA. That's a really good observation. That's a very good observation. He is more of a studio wrestling guy. Yeah. He's really
because he actually sounds like he's trying to not necessarily imitate Okerlund, but he has that vibe about him.
See, Jay, everyone's seeing it now. No one saw it on the first one. Now they're all seeing it.
I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet with you, but
that's what he is. He's like a fake Okerlund. He's trying to put himself over, and you're Scott Hudson.
Yeah, not Mean Geo.
No, he's no Mean Geo.
Ain't no scooping here.
So we get that. So they have their little face off. Goes to black. Now the next match is interesting. This is fun. Let's talk about this. It's a 3-on-3 X Division match. Let me run this down. Team 1, Michael Shane, X Division champion at the time. NOSAWA, Chris Sabin, taking on a very young and some new kid. You might remember him. He's had a couple of stints. This kid named Eric Young, at 23 years old, making his debut. Showtime, Eric Young.
Are you sure? Because it said David Young. Are you sure?
It said David Young. And that's what confused. This is fake wrestling news. Because if you go to Wikipedia, he doesn't debut in the company until 2004, according to them.
Are you kidding? So is this one and done?
We've seen this on Wikipedia many times.
Wow. Oh.
They don't have debuts, or they didn't have Johnny Swingers right. They didn't have this one right.
You're right. The Swingers was all wrong. You're right.
The TNA sleuths out there are bad. You Wikipedia editors.
Well, I'll tell you what. Whoever's doing the stats for Impact Twitter right now, they got the right stats because they're pulling out. They put up a tweet today that Storm's at 999, AJ's at 799, Bobby Roode's second with 808. Yeah. Like they had all the stats. So I want whoever Garrett's got the right stuff. Like Gary's got the right.
See, even Akeem's saying it too, because all the people follow that initial source of Wikipedia. Mm-hmm. But we definitely got to tag Eric Young in this. That's his debut match. He's Showtime Eric Young. They think he debuts in like Explosion in early 2004, and then is Team Canada. That's why I'm rocking the Canada jersey tonight.
So we're going to do this when I promote it out tomorrow on Twitter and stuff. I'm going to tag Eric. So usually I tag everybody on the promotion tweet. You tag Eric, and then Mark, you're great at this. You can thread it out. Maybe get some interaction going. Try to see if you can get Eric roped into to a confirmation because he's pretty good. Eric's pretty good about Twitter. He'll respond. He'll like. So you can, if anyone can clear it up, it'll be Eric. By the way, we need to get Eric on TNI. That's one who's eluded us, and I know he's been he's a good one to get on. We can. Eric, remind me about getting Eric.
Yeah, especially with all the Violent by Design stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, when he got let go from up north, he was very vocal on.
Oh, yeah. He made the rounds.
Yeah. We were part of the media call. We did the media call with Eric, but we didn't do the we didn't have on TNI. But we'll get him on TNI. That's keep forgetting. We got to get Eric on.
Can we get Joe Doring on to just come here and sit here and look at me?
I would love it.
I just want to go.
Say nothing.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want 20 minutes of ooh or yeah. That's it.
Dude, he's like one of those universal ones too. Like all of us are gigantic fucking marks for Joe Dory.
Love him. So it was Eric making his debut with the wrong lower third, teaming up with Kaz and Hoovy. Now this is very interesting. This is a very X Division-y match. Nothing too I mean, it's your typical X Division match.
Nothing too crazy.
Well,
this match is crazy.
No, it's crazy. I'm saying it's your TNA at the time X Division showcase, essentially is what it is. So I don't if you want. I mean, any highlights, Mark? You want to point out, like match wise? You want to throw out there?
Just how fucking stiff Hoovy is.
Hoovy's very.
Oh
stiff.
my God.
Yeah.
There were moments in this match where I thought Michael Shane was going to pass out from some of these.
He was
chops.
bleeding. He had another bloody mouth. Again, he bleeds very easily.
He does. He's kind of built like a banana. But dude, Hoovy was beating these guys up like nobody. And I know Hoovy's stiff, but man, this match was a lot of fun. Just
he's the veteran in there, right? If anybody's a veteran, it's Hoovy. He's the ring general in this match.
Oh, yeah.
15-year veteran at this point, I think.
He's only 20. Think about this. Hoovy at this point is only 28 years old.
That's insane.
Like we're thinking, we've been seeing Hoovy for 10 years prior to this, and we're like, oh man, Hoovy, dude. He's a veteran, 28. He's not even 30 years old at this point. That's crazy.
This match was why I really focused on Hoovy because of how he was beating these guys up. But also, Sabin almost died when they were all doing those suicide dives.
Not the first time. Not the first time.
Top rope.
Yeah, and he comes down at a weird angle like that, and his neck, I played it back. He's like that far from hitting the ramp with his neck, and I was like, oh my God.
Which just shows you, though, how close, though, in wrestling, a lot of them are that close.
Oh,
like they really are, like taking especially in the age today, we're seeing the early starts of it with this X division, the Crash style. Like these guys, they're taking risks out there. A lot of time, unnecessary risks, you could even say, where careers get ended.
Yeah.
Or live sometimes, as we saw in AAA last year, You
mentioned you went back and watched it again. Can we just get the quick 10-second rewind thing on Impact Plus? Because the scroll across can be finicky.
It's so hard.
I need the 10-second jump back. That's all I need on Impact Plus. That's the next update.
If you dual subscribe through Fight has a 30-second rewind.
Oh, okay. But you have to dual subscribe, then you have to pay twice for a month.
Well,
or you can just get it from Fight, possibly.
As of next month, my Impact Plus subscription will run out, and I will just have Fight. But for right now,
that's I mean, Nurse is saying in the chat she's at shows at AEW, and these guys, a lot of the same guys we're seeing. Like Hoovy was one of them. She took care of Hoovy one time. Same thing. Like they're within an inch of it being over. Like it's risky shit. On the indies especially, it makes you it blows your mind what they do for smaller payouts sometimes, but
hot dog and a handshake
for a lot of these guys.
Comes at the same time.
And how many times does Hoovy drop Sabin right on his when he's doing a driver with Sabin and dumps Sabin literally right on his head? It's like, how did he not get a broken neck before 2005 in this company?
He sure got 3 ACL tears. Well, that's for damn sure.
Jesus.
We have Michael Shane ends up pinning Eric Young to get the win, but it's because Cass is distracted at ringside, and he's distracted. He's flirting with a girl in the front row, but this is somebody very interesting now. This is not just a fan. This is somebody we come to learn who ends up being.
But it is just a fan though. At the time,
it's just a fan.
It's a legitimate fan.
She's beautiful,
and she's a person, and she's a 6-time.
She's got 2 arms.
She's a 6-time knockout,
and she loves being all these things.
That's right.
And corn rolls,
and she's a future 6-time knockouts champion. Angelina Love is,
but not her debut. First time she sat in the front row previously. It shows.
2 weeks ago, I think she was in the front row.
So this is her first interaction.
Yes,
we noted it when she was on it last time.
Is that the episode I missed?
Keep in mind. Keep in mind some of the people you're seeing coming together. You've seen it come like Eric Young, Chris Sabin rolling in. I'm missing a few, but they're coming in from that. The Canadian car. The car coming from Upper Michigan, near Windsor. There's a car coming in. Some of these people will jump in that car. That's how it works. Sometimes you jump in the car and you see what ends up being done for you. But it's very it's because she doesn't end up wrestling until 4 years later for the company. I think she did some Explosion. Let me take that back. I think she's done Explosion at this point.
I think I might have done Explosion at some point.
Yeah, I think the next year she does Explosion, and maybe she does something with Trinity. I think
on main show. I
don't know if it carries over because she becomes like a valet, I think, or something for maybe a month.
Maybe, but she's not officially Lauren. Well, she comes in. I think Angel Williams is when she comes in as an 07. Turns into Angelina Love during the knockouts, the boom of the knockouts. But that's 4 years after this. So it's kind of trippy to see Angelina Love, who ends up becoming one of the beautiful people, as we know, and one of the biggest knockouts in company history. So these are fun to see, these little Easter eggs, you know.
I think even when she returns in that main battle royal, I think she's still Angel Williams that first time, and then she becomes Angelina Love when she returns again, third time.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because I just listened to their podcast, the Beautiful People podcast. Her and Velvet were talking about their TNA debuts and how they went in with their original names, and then they came in. Then they were told you're going to be this now. So that's how it changed over from. But it's very trippy to see that. It's very cool to see. There's another cool count. They're counting the cool. It's really cool to see.
Wait, are you saying it's the cool factor there?
Definitely a cool factor, man. Definitely cool. I'm not talking nonsense. I'm just talking about the cool factor. That's what I'm doing here. So just relax. But
wait, is this news too? Mark, you should know this.
I saw that.
Did she return to wrestling?
I heard she's going to be at a Mission show. I don't know if that's the one he's talking about.
Mission stuff. They get some good stuff.
2 hours from me, dude.
I'm intrigued by all this. You're telling me the Wildcats coming back, Lacey Von Eric's coming back.
What's that other company running in Texas a lot? SWA or whatever that one. That one's getting some huge lineups too.
SWE.
Southwestern Entertainment. They got some huge stuff coming on.
I know New Texas Pro, and then Mission is Thunder Rosa's, all women's.
Yeah. Very interesting. Another Von Erich coming back.
It's just be at WrestleCon, dude. Nice.
And Velvet Sky just showed up. I heard in NWA.
That got me a little annoyed there. Well, I'm glad for Velvet. I'm a big Velvet fan.
Taryn Terrell too.
And Taryn Terrell. Both on the knockout special. And they both got NWA.
Yeah, I know.
Guys, hello.
I know.
Well, he's going to try and sign everybody.
Taryn, I was really hoping would show back up in Impact. I love Taryn Terrell. I think she was for the short time we had her, incredible knockout. I think she is just one of those anomalies she came in, she was done. She found religion or her family or what ended up being something like that. Like she ended up.
But something's obviously changed. She's deciding to come back again, unless it's just going to be short term or something. But obviously, with Gail's relationship with her and all, you think that would have made a lot of sense. But not to be.
These days, you never know though. So much shit's.
But it's such perfect timing with the Knockouts tag titles, which we talk about every Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To get a Taryn Terrell, a Velvet's input. Not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing.
But a missed opportunity right there. Gotta call that out.
They're saying to hit the bell. Zach's saying hit the bell every time I say the word cool. I got the bell here. All right, so I'll hit the bell.
Yeah, let's.
Well, somebody else has to hit the bell for you. You can't self-impose your own bell.
Yeah, that's like playing. What's the game? Taboo. You can't yourself.
All right, we get a little recap of the Fallen Angel and Jeff Jarrett feud, and then we go right to Daniel.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel's package was good.
But a guy that was in that package is with us up there.
Who, J-Bone?
J-Bone?
Yeah.
What?
Spider Nate Webb.
Was he in that? Where was he? Was he in the because they went to the Altar Boys in the back then?
Oh yeah, he's one of the Altar Boys.
Nate Webb is one of the Altar. Oh, the ponytail. That's Nate Webb. Holy shit, that was Nate Webb.
That's Nate Webb. I mean, that's
a very young.
You're today, Nate Webb.
I'm so confused.
Bill has an unbelievable wrestling eye.
But he's right.
Yeah,
this is around the time that the Chicago car was going down and through Indiana. Like it was my buddy Danny Daniels in that car. Colt, Punk, who makes it on the show. Nate Webb was going down. He was getting out. Ryan Boz was on these shows. He was on Explosion. I'm trying to think who else made it from, but you're right. Nate actually ended up getting knocked. Nate had a lot of buzz though in Indiana. He was doing
he did a lot of previous Explosion matches.
Yeah.
But this is obviously he's with Luke Hawks here doing the Altar Boy gimmick.
It's interesting that Nate, because and unbiased speaking, because I know Danny went down. Danny Daniels, who owns AEW, he did Explosion. And I'm shocked because Danny was he was IWA champion. He was making around. Him and Nate were like they were owning Indiana at one point. I'm surprised Danny never made it onto the main show, but Spider Nate Webb, that was him. I didn't even catch that. That's crazy. I gotta talk to him about that.
So tag Spider Nate Webb.
Got text pal. So I'll tag J-Bone then, right?
Not me.
I love Spider Nate Webb's reaction when I put the side by side up. He's just like, "Holy shit!"
That was pretty funny.
Teenage dirtbag.
It was, man. So we go to that. Then we get the Altar Boy promo. Jeff Jarrett comes out into the ring after that, and he's calling out Watts. He's calling out title shots. He's talking about Piper and Russo. and then he tells Chris Daniels, "You're the hunted, I'm the hunter." So he kind of puts the threat out to Daniels. So this is the feud with Jarrett and Daniels now. That's on its way. We go back to Scott Hudson after this.
Get that bell ready.
It's coming in. It's coming in. So Scott Hudson is here. But,
no, I meant for Jarrett in the next match.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll hit it for Jarrett in the promo, too. So there's Jarrett.
Oh, my God. My promo notes say Mark and Bill vomiting in unison when JJ and Hudson are together in the back.
We get Scott Hudson. He's with Mad Mikey and Shark Boy.
I can turn it on anytime, Pat.
Come on,
no problem.
That's the man right there. Shark Boy. Mikey calls him Jaws, which I think is hilarious. He's playing with like an inflatable doll. And I love
this.
It's on wheels. It's like a remote control.
Yeah.
The best part about this, the classic line of this promo. Tell me you guys wrote the line down. Mikey says to him, he goes, "What are you doing playing with that inflatable doll? I play with inflatable dolls, but I do it on my own time."
Mikey's gold.
God, he really
I can't believe he passes away like 2 months after this. Like,
is it even that long from this point? It's got to be less than that.
Is this a promise?
It's November, I think.
Oh, thank you, Nicole.
I'll tell you,
she was
gimmick's going down in history.
She was with me when I bought it, and I told her I'm going to use it on the show. She didn't stop me then. You're not going to stop me now. but I tell you what, man, Mikey killing it right here. Absolutely, just killing it here.
Totally. Every time he's on screen, it's riveting television.
We gotta. If you guys notice, we talk about the interrogators a lot. Garrett put out a clip of the interrogators. We got to talk about the Mad Mikey skits and remind Garrett to go in the archives.
Yes,
pull out the Mad Mikey skits and get those out there, because this is something I swear that like lost art of TNA. The Mad Mikey stuff they're just hilarious.
There's some of my favorite segments from this rewatch. Yeah,
absolutely. They are. They're like I didn't remember them at all. And I'm like rediscovering them has been great. So this chat's getting
somebody highlights Gull's comments.
No highlight anything. Take those down. Take those down. No highlights. We don't put the chat up on Throwback. Get that chat. We don't chat crap anymore. It's done.
Look at this guy. We only do bells and singers and
we do bells and whistles, you know? That's all we do.
That's all we do here.
But we go right to the tag match. It's Simon and Swinger with Disco. Go Birdie taking on Mad Mikey and Shark Boy. They did mention non-title, so it's not a title match. I wrote this down. I said unusual manhandling of Swinger. I felt like they were dominating. These two were like dominating Swinger for like the first 3 minutes of this match. Anybody else catch this? Like he was super selling for like Shark Boy and Mad Mikey.
After what he did in that, like when remember Swinger's the guy that took all three of the guys and did that move off out of the corner. So like he was the powerhouse, the swing man.
He was.
And you're right. They kind of look like they're, as now a tag champion, the powerhouse of the tag team there. You're right. They probably should not have let the comedy team get as over on him as they were. Because you're almost setting them up to lose to have a short reign here.
Yeah.
Comedy team. How dare you, Bill?
Well, that's mainly just Shark Boy.
Yeah.
But J-Bone, this wasn't a bad match, though. This was actually a fun match for what it was. It was short.
What's funny here is towards the end of the match, what causes Mad Mikey and Shark Boy to lose, Mad Mikey leaves his regular corner post and he goes after Gilberti.
Oh, he does. Yeah, he does.
So he's distracted by that, and he's messing with him. So, and while he's doing that, I believe that's when Shark Boy takes the pin here, because they double team him or something.
Yes. So that was it. That's where the shift came into that. But it was a quick match. It was fun.
But then get that bell ready. But during this match, they show Jeff Jarrett hunting. Be very, very quiet. We hunting Christopher Daniels.
Jeff Jarrett is shown in the lower third in the middle of this match outside. When Scott Hudson following him, Bill, he's like, "What, Jarrett? What's going on? What's going on here?"
he's just marching outside the building, and Scott Hudson's like Johnny, he's like with the microphone, like,
I believe
where are we going, boss?
They go right to it, and Jarrett's shown attacking the Altar Boys outside, and he drags. Is it Nate Webb? He drags to the inside. Who takes the table spot? I'm trying to remember who that was now.
Yes, yeah.
I think it is. I think it is our good friend.
Drags Nate Webb in, beats him up. And I wrote down white jeans. These white jeans were just very much on display. But and this is after Labor Day, for God's sake. This is after Labor Day. He's wearing white jeans.
Right after Labor Day.
What are you doing?
September 17th, clearly after Labor Day.
Yeah, he's wearing white jeans after Labor Day. But he throws Nate just through the table, like through the like a merch table or something off to the side.
Yeah,
and he's out. He just takes him out
off the balcony. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
that was actually pretty scary. How that was a long drop, a tall drop.
Yeah, and he hit it flat. I mean, luckily, but
now who's okay? So Nate Webb is the guy with the long hair and the ponytail.
Yeah,
and then Luke Hawx is the guy with the short blonde hair. Now there's a short bald guy.
Yeah, I don't know who that was.
Now he's the only one that looked familiar, though. I feel like he's been on there before in like at least a match or something. He looked
Altar Boy Luke Hawks. He's had some match. He had I think 2 matches. He had 2 or 3 matches.
I know. Yeah, a few months back. But then there was that other guy in the Christopher Daniels closet with the candles and.
Yeah, he's right. There's a guy with a shaved head. Who's that?
It wasn't me. That wasn't me.
I figured it wasn't you, Jay. But I don't know who that was. Good question. Might just been another extra who just popped in.
Just Palmer's dad.
Palmer, Senor Palmer.
Mr. Palmer.
So we go to that. So that was Nate Webb taking that bump. We go from that right to a hype video for Jerry Lynn and AJ Styles because Jerry's getting his first title shot, the NWA title shot. Nice history. These guys have a ton of history in the company, which TNA is really, really good at reminding. It's like, hey, we're 62 episodes in. These two have a lot of history in the last year plus. Really cool to kind of get the recap. You're like, damn, this. You almost think to yourself, why didn't it happen sooner? Because they have a ton of history here. Like shit, yeah, these guys set the tone for the company. So get those promos, some fresh stuff, and I thought it was very interesting. Jerry's first shot at the NWA title, which is a nice little fact. Then the match, we go right to the match. AJ Styles with Trinity defending against Jerry Lynn, and I love the trivia that TNA puts in here. Did you guys catch this? He's like, if Jerry wins, he will join. Was it Terry Funk, Sabu? I forgot who else. He noted a few guys who were NWA and ECW champions. Shane Douglas.
Yes, yeah.
Shane Douglas.
I think that's all of them.
There was one more. Those 4: Terry, Sabu, Shane Douglas, and one more who held both titles. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Who that fourth one? I'm missing it right here, but I like that trivia. That's some good trivia, which I thought that was cool. That's very TNA. That's where TNA is a genius.
Yeah.
I wrote down amazing match. I want to go around the horn. This is basically a main. Let's start with you, Mark. Thoughts on this one?
I thought I wasn't. I was having to work while I watched this, and I put my stuff down to watch this because I thought it was the main, forgetting that we had that crazy main event coming up. This would have been a main on like 90% of the shows. To get this like in the middle or even a little bit past was incredible. Lynn was opened up really early.
Oh yeah.
These two guys are, I think it's safe you could safely say these are two of the best workers of the last 30 years in wrestling.
100%.
Yeah. So this match was exactly what you thought it was going to be. We still got evil Jerry, with his little goatee. I wish when TNA was talking about that and they were talking about the NWA title in his ECW title run, which wasn't very good. Man, I never really realized Jerry Lynn was never a top guy. In my mind, he's a top guy, but this is his only shot at the NWA World title.
That's it.
How did that happen?
I don't know. And correct me if I'm wrong, Bill. He never gets a shot at the TNA title at all. Like he never later on.
No,
nothing.
No, it's just Jerry got kind of he was always an X Division guy when he was always X Division, and then like his feuds with like RVD and stuff that carried like his old ECW type feuds that carried over into TNA was kind of where he did most of his work, and it was good work. Yeah. But he never really got into the main event picture.
Semi-main, never main. And I don't know if it was by design, but he's such a pioneer of the X division.
Yeah, maybe it's because he's that good on the mic that he never
could be. But I mean, he's
top.
But like they always say, like him and Sean Waltman, X-Pac, are basically the two pioneers of the modern day X style that exists today. They're the ones who kind of started this style of it. Prior to them, it was like Tiger Mask and Dynamite Kid, and they always credit those guys. But modern days, those, so it's like he was always the veteran of like keeping the X division, and then semi-X, like transitioning out of the X division. He was the guy to do it. You know?
I mean, when you talk out his programs and his history, it makes sense. It's just, again, I guess because he's been involved in so many high-profile feuds, and I have watched the promotions he's been in my mind, he's such a top guy. And then, like, just when TNA lays it out, it just kind of took me back. Like, on paper, he's not that accomplished. Not saying that Jerry Lynn isn't fucking amazing, but on paper, if you just were to look at his wiki or something, you'd be like, you know,
what, are you talking from titles though? I mean, titles.
Titles. Yeah.
But like, what's titles, right? But the guy, if you think about it, Jerry Lynn is one of the few guys who's been in every company in the last 30 years.
Oh, and I'm not dogging him at all.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
You want to talk about titles tonight? You had Piper on the show. Notorious lack of titles.
Lack of titles for Piper. You know.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to. It's more like the more you think about it, like the way you think about Jerry, it's like you realize the real success is, man, the guy, the versatility of the career.
Well, he was at the top for 20 years without being it's weird, I guess, them talking it out and talking about the history.
I know what you mean, though. Yeah.
Really putting it in perspective kind of just made me realize, damn, Lynn has not held a lot of titles. Never big ones.
He had the ECW World title.
Yeah, but it was a bad run, but he did hold
short run.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry, I could.
Which one of my which I always go back to, one of my best friends is the crooked ref who got his brain scrambled in the match where Jerry wins the ECW title. Thanks to New Jack, he got his brains rearranged. But great.
You got some good Zach Bonifer knowledge here.
Last guy challenge, Fred. Really? That is great trivia, Zach. I did not know that. Because Jerry, and you forget, Jerry's a Minneapolis guy. He was in the AWA. So consider this. Jerry Lynn's been the AWA. Wow. He went to WCW, New Japan, All Japan, NOAH, WWF, ECW, TNA, Impact, now AEW. The guy's done everything.
Yeah, and it's like some
Ring
people
of Honor, Ring of Honor World Champion.
He did Ring of Honor,
right?
Really? World Champion.
He was a world champion there?
Yes, he was.
I didn't know that.
And late in his run. But he's a guy, and this is a compliment, but I feel it gets overused today as not a compliment, or just like he's a good hand. He's the ultimate good hand, Jerry Lynn.
Yeah.
And because now it's just like if you're a passable guy, sometimes they say you're a good hand, but that's not like, this is the guy that makes other people look good. Yes. He's a gatekeeper, and that's what he is. And that's why they kind of kept him in these places and never elevated him. It's like, we're going to put you against Jerry Lynn and see what you can do.
See if you're going to be a star.
Yeah, that's
you can't
AJ, you're going to get. That was the guy. And every promotion has those guys. Yeah. Sometimes they get elevated, like a Shawn Michaels did. But Jerry Lynn, he didn't. Now, he could have gotten that, but he didn't. Well, you just saw that, and maybe because he was always moving around so much.
Think about it. He didn't have long stints anywhere. His longest stint's probably TNA.
Yeah.
And honesty, he 0-2, and he leaves. I mean, Bill, he leaves in the middle for like a little, but he's there for. He gets solid there through, I want to say 2007, the first time. Comes back for another 2 years. So he does like Jerry's longest stint, I think, was TNA. I gotta say, it has to be.
Yeah, he feels like more of a TNA guy than anything else.
Yes. In all honesty, he gets associated with ECW, but I see Jerry Lynn as a TNA guy.
I agree.
Probably I go TNA then ECW, but I go TNA first.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm an ECW guy.
So, it's because ECW put him on the map. That's what happened.
Yeah, that was his first big national exposure.
Yeah. Interesting. Very cool. I mean, the whole episode talking about Jerry Lynn. That actually would be fun.
He is such a good hand, though. I mean, him and Malenko and guys like that.
Yeah, that's who I consider good hands. Now, like I said, I think it's an overused term today, but that's a high degree of respect when I use it.
Oh, absolutely.
Directly related to this, Trent always says that about Jeff Jarrett. We have our issues with Jeff Jarrett, but he's a good hand. He's just been elevated because Daddy had the purse, you know. So
Jarrett,
but you almost never hear that though. Actually, you could say about Shawn Michaels. There's a good hand. But see, I'm probably taking a minority view on this. He's a guy I think that is extremely overrated.
I'm with you on that. I am with you on the Shawn Michaels thing. I've never
he's not one of the top wrestlers of all time. He's not even close.
Trent and I have had this discussion offline.
He's probably like a top 40.
I'm with you.
People think because Vince loves him that
Vince has sold that narrative to you.
Sean is a Houston wrestling local, and I'm not a fan.
Oh, but
I grew up watching him.
He's a great hand. He's a good performer, and he works well with others.
He's a good big match wrestler.
He knows how to get it done.
In big matches.
Yeah,
but he always does raise it in the big matches. I'll give him that.
I'm with Bill on this. And we could break sound a lot longer too, but in my opinion, I think he's a one company guy, and then that one company said, we're just going to sell you like this package. And did he deliver it in that sell? Absolutely. I just don't think he's as great as they make him out. I feel the same way about Edge today too. I'm not gonna go down this road, but I feel the same way about Edge. But we can go down that road some other time. But Jerry Lynn,
this is a Michael Shane episode.
Yeah.
He's the cousin of someone.
But Jerry Lynn, to me, is versatility. That to me is like a guy who went through every company and just figured it out. Mexico too. He's done it all, and he has more versatility to him. And that's how I feel. I see Jerry Lynn. I see somebody who can just, like I say, he's the gatekeeper. You go in there with Jerry. If you can't get it done against Jerry, you're not going to work here. Like you can't cut it anywhere if you can't work with this guy. So that's how I see Jerry. But this match, J-Bone, J-Bone's a little quiet. I'm going to pitch it to J-Bone right here. J-Bone, good stuff. Thoughts on this one? Jerry was bloody as shit. I thought Jerry looked crimson-y.
His hair, like he was so bloody at one point. His entire head of hair turned red. It was ridiculous. It was like beyond flair.
Go with the black goatee he's sporting him this.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's ultimate evil, violent Jerry Lynn.
Oh yeah. But today mentioned. Now I wrote down Andrew Thomas is a great referee in this match, though. Did you guys? I mean, I don't think Rudy Charles is on the show. Am I wrong?
He's there at the beginning. He's there early. I forget what match, but I know he does one of the early matches because he does the opener.
Okay. Rudy's great. I'm sorry. Andrew Thomas is great in this. He's out there. He's really got it covered in this match, especially. Trinity cheats a little bit, causing AJ to get the Styles Clash on, get the win. But Jerry comes out looking like that heroic, like you had to kill him to pin him, which I love. Which is a common trend with Jerry.
Yes. Like in a lot of those X Division matches, it was like handicap matches. He was always getting somebody. He was getting something on Jerry, but he'd always eke it out at the end.
Yeah. Well, he looked good. Jay, I mean, I know you're a Jerry Lynn guy also. Did you start liking Jerry more watching these throwbacks the first time, Jay? Or were you do you respect Jerry more now? Anybody in the chat too, I'm curious, like you guys who are watching with us.
Yeah, I know he was. I know he was in like cruiserweight champion, I believe, but that's all like super blurry to me. And I've never seen his ECW. Like you guys just talk about his ECW championship. I've never seen his ECW stuff. And from what it sounds like, I may not see it anytime soon, considering how I mean, I'm hearing the Peacock is censoring a lot of stuff. If they're censoring a lot of stuff, I ain't going to see any.
Sounds like the cock is dropping the ball.
Yeah, that's
cocks and balls.
Franks and beans. Franks and beans.
Beans and rice. Wait, what? Oh, but yeah, I love Jerry Lynn's run in this company. It's second to none. It just it's phenomenal.
It's phenomenal.
Well, Jerry Lynn now this is what he represents.
He's a friend of the show here, Bill. I mean, he likes our show. He's put us over a lot online and everything. We can't be that mean to Jerry. Can't give him the sparkler. It wasn't Jerry's fault, the sparkler. I mean, come on. It's not Jerry's doing here. But
it's not like he planted the Where's the Earth Shattering Kaboom?
Or did he?
Or did he? Is he a TNA guy? At
Yes.
He's like,
Yes.
destroy him.
Yes.
From the inside, that's our Jerry.
Secret Agent Jerry Lynn.
That's awesome. Russo comes out at the end, and then he calls out Callis, and he's like, "Look, it's me or Piper, and that's it." And then Callis doesn't come up, but you hear that the country twang hits, and it's Dusty Rhodes. I was improvising lyrics like as the country twang was playing. It's like, dun, 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 and I'm like, Dusty Rhodes is coming down in the ring. You know, just, I don't know
sound better with Don's lyrics.
I have seen that penis.
Do you remember that episode where EC3? What was the guy from Chikara?
Oh yes, it's a guy in a mask.
It's a guy in a mask.
Yeah, that was Shinron. Now he's in MLW as Senshi.
Okay.
Oh, Zenshi.
He's Shinron. Yeah, that was it. That was the Bethlehem tapings, right?
It was. I was there.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you were there.
Bill, you were at all the tapings.
That's right.
That's cheating. I was there. Of course you were, Bill.
Dusty's promo here I liked a lot, actually. He was talking about he's like, do you smell something burning when you wake up in the morning? Do you smell that burning? And he's like, that's that fire, that passion, you know, that to be proud.
Tell Trey about that.
That's right. Tell Trey. But he's like,
it's desire.
It's the desire. He said desire, right? He said that's the desire. That
Did you say desire?
Desire. He said that's a desire.
Wait,
burning.
No, I'm laughing at Nicole's comment in the chat.
That's where you're.
I miss Nurse Nicole, the
Oh
wrestling
my
nurse,
God.
being here.
But he's like, that's your desire. That's that passion. He goes, you get to do something that many men didn't get to do. Like, wow, he names off the guys who weren't champion. You know, which I was like, that's interesting. That's a nice thing. Like Wahoo McDaniel and whatnot. You know, and he's like, these guys didn't get to be where you are. And you should be proud of being the face of the NWA. You cannot take this position where it's you get to walk out. You don't have the right to walk out on this. I'm like, he made me believe it. You know, it made me, I got into it. Like, you know, those moments like we get now where we're so overexposing of the whole thing, but those moments, I get lost in them. And Jay, I think Jay kind of feels me on this. You kind of lose yourself, and then you just get roped back into being a kid, and you're like, man, I'm hanging on every word he's saying right now. Well, and the fact that Dusty Rhodes can do that, it's amazing.
It's not just that. They got the camera on Dusty as he's talking to AJ Styles, and then they take another camera and they look at AJ just as he turns and looks at Russo, and for a split second, you think that AJ is going to leave Russo because he's got like all the blood just washes out of AJ's, like all of a sudden the light went on. No, not that. That's
well, you know, we're trying to have a moment here.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a moment.
That's a different kind of moment. God damn. But,
He threw him off. He's off now. He's all off.
Yeah. It's like Dusty's actually getting through to AJ, you know, because he's got that look on his face. He's looking at Russo's like, don't listen to him. He's crazy. You know, he's doing all this shit. And it looks, and then he hands, what is it? He hands the baseball bat to Dusty, and Dusty's about to go off on Russo in the ring and just beat him, and then AJ turns on Dusty and attacks him.
Yeah, he punches Dusty. I think this leads up to a Dusty and AJ match. You don't address
Zach Bonifer. I'm loving it. Promises that keep saying are going to happen that won't until summer of 2022. J-Bo new background, number 1 in the poll. Bill will upload pictures, number 2. 3, the pictures will be posted to the Instagram. Somehow that became 2 different items.
Yeah.
And 4.
4 is the killer.
This is great. Let's get Trinity, Tracy, Jerry Lynn, D'Lo, Mixie Grid, Mike Today, James Mitchell, The New Church, Eric Young, here to review the Asylum years.
You see these animals. Do you see these animals in here? Look at now. Every week we give them an impact star. We give them an impact star every week on the main show. We bring in Sammy Callahan, Ace Austin,
and our good friend Truck.
100%. We bring them in every week. Well, we try to have a little laid back night on Thursday and watch something from 20 years ago. They grill up like a goddamn hamburger.
Big stars on Thursday. I was trying to finagle the Tuesday snafu into the swingman tonight.
I'll shoot on someone that used to be in our Discord and used to be in our chats here every weekend that all of a sudden started shooting on us in the Discord. It was saying that we just weren't bringing very much. You know what, Blood Rain? We are bringing it every fucking week. Right here, buddy. We don't need you back. We don't need people like
what
you.
What is this? Did this just happen?
Wait, what happened here?
I don't even know what happened here.
We're not bringing it? We're not bringing it? What are we not bringing?
Yeah,
I actually like Truck's suggestion of having Zach on.
To do what?
So we can grill him.
This is disaster.
But he has to wear the shirt he just bought off of my merch site.
No, Zach goes on Smash's podcast. That's where that goes, and then that's where we grill. It's on Smash's podcast. Jay's live way more. That's where we put him on. Jay, you want to put him on? He goes on your show. And that's where we grill him. That's where we take him to task for all this.
I'm gonna grill Zach about his great Photoshop skills.
Yes, Smash. Bring him on Smash. We gotta stay on track here, boys. All right, we're almost done. All right. So AJ attacks Dusty here. Kind of, teases turning face, like you said. They brawl. Piper comes out. Red shirts attack him. They get it. Northcutt then what's it? Ryan. I forgot the other guy's name.
Yeah, Ryan.
Ryan Red Shirt.
Ryan Red Shirt.
Ryan Northcutt.
No, it's Kevin Northcutt. Ryan Wilson. Ryan Wilson.
Yeah, the Beach Boys.
And then here we go. We get a save from
Ding.
Jeff Jarrett comes out.
It's about damn time.
Yep, he makes the save.
And they popped for him. They popped for Jeff.
He goes in waves.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was it kind of pop? This.
That's the pop he's getting. It's not much of a pop. It's more of a. I already did it once. I can't put the high class pyrotechnics of AEW back on the screen.
This wasn't a very big crowd. If you notice, there's a couple points where.
Oh yeah, we haven't said anything about like the crowd tonight. So are we saying it's taking a dip?
They took the whole crowd and put it all behind the hard cam where where it faces it. But if you look at a couple parts of the show when Russo's going off on Piper like way in the start of the show, and they show him as he's rounding the ring, and they show the bleachers behind Don West and TNA, like behind them, and then to the left. There's like a whole section of bleachers that's like doesn't even have people in it,
which is odd.
And behind them, those bleachers is like barely half full. So they took everybody and put them all behind the hard cam,
which is weird because it's been packed. They're coming off. They're coming off an off week. There must have been something here.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, there's an off week prior, and they're coming back. It might have been. You know what this could have been? Was it a double taping? Did they was this a double taping or did they do something where I don't know. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Was there something where they
could be?
Maybe it wasn't live.
But you're right. They go usually every week. They took a week off. That could have killed the momentum.
I read on Fandom that this was actually shot the week before.
That's it. That's exactly what I'm thinking. It's a double taping. At least
it was shot the week before, and that's on the 10th. So it was shot during the time that they had the 1 cent pay-per-view.
So that's your answer. They taped it late. That's probably a part 2 of a single night's taping. Half the crowd leaves. It's late. You're
definitely a different crowd too.
Yeah, because you're talking. Think about this for a second. Because they were pretty vocal, but think about this. This episode would have been starting around 10 p.m., 9:30, 10 p.m.
on a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday night. You know, that's the appeal of this show was that it was over by, it was over by 10 o'clock or 8, 9:30, 10 o'clock. It's starting at 10. It's starting at 10:30 on a Wednesday night. That's why this is running. That's why that crowd's half. Because I noticed that when Jarrett threw Nate Webb off the balcony, and there was nobody there. That balcony's packed usually, and I'm like, where the hell are they? So good catch, Jay. Good catch. Yeah. That makes sense. I figured it was double taping them.
They were also chanting boring during Piper and Dusty's segment, which I thought was weird.
It's the smart marks who have come up to be at work the next day.
Yep.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Basically that's it. We were like, we're here for total nonstop action, not total old guys.
That's true.
Nothing against either one of those legends, but at this point,
I love Dusty's promo though. I'm going to say that. All right, we get a recap of Raven and Douglas's feud, the whole build up to everything here. There's a couple of new interviews dropped in there just to hype it. And Douglas is with Mitchell and Scott Hudson in the back. Doesn't cut a great promo. There's more of a Mitchell moment. Douglas kind of just says, "Oh, let's go kill him." Very basic promo. Very un-Shane-like promo though. Didn't really do much.
Well, and later on we see more weirdness. I think
he's off on this night.
Something serious going on tonight.
Something's up with Shane on this night. Hair versus hair match. Shane Douglas Raven, culmination of months of build up here.
Great build.
And great build. This was so at one point Shane's mocking a young Angelina Love in the crowd, which I wrote down again. He's messing with her a little bit. But just bloody and violent. Just a bloody and violent match. Like just a fight. And then we get a little bit of a little something happened there. I don't know who wants to take this part.
Man.
Yeah.
So
go ahead if you want to.
You go ahead, Jay, but I have some brief comments. You run it down.
So at one point during the match, if you notice, Shane's starting to lose color.
Yes.
He actually starts turning gray during the match, and he starts stumbling around a little bit like he's not looking well.
Yeah, because the spot on the outside, that's where you see him dragging. Like they both go to the outside at one point. He kind of coming back in, break the count, and then it's getting like it's iffy right there. So go ahead, take it from there.
At one point, and he's leaning over. Dear God, he's leaning over Raven, like hitting him, and then he leans more towards the ropes, and it takes a while for commentary to start commenting on this because he does it so nonchalantly, but then you start hearing the crowd react to it. You hear like oh, what the.
This was weird.
He starts vomiting in the ring. Oof. little bits and then a lot. The worst part of it is like, okay, at that point I would have moved the action to the other side of the ring.
Yeah.
Raven jumps right on him.
He pukes right on him at one point. I was like, oh God.
Yeah, it's bad. Dude. But then once he got that out of his system, then he was fine. Then he was just raring to go. He was just fighting mad, and he was like, all right, give me another one. Let's go.
You're right. The one but the first drop was right on Raven.
Dude, you can tell. So Raven's on his hands and knees, and Douglas is like hammering him in the back, and you can see him go up for another one, and then you see a little bit come out right next to Raven as Douglas takes a step back, and then he takes a couple more, and you can see bits coming out like he's holding it in, and it's like coming out through his teeth. And then that's when he stumbles to the ropes, and then there's a short sequence where Raven pushes him and he falls down, and then all of a sudden and then Raven jumps right on him to sell, to keep the match going, and they're rolling around in it. Like both of these guys are bleeding profusely. There's spit and sweat. I'm in the age of COVID watching this. Douglas puking all over the fucking place. It's a biohazard.
Can you believe
the fucking Asylum, dude? It's like a petri dish. There's shit growing on the ring. Ooh. There's it's fucking foul as hell. Like
puke, spit, blood.
I'm like purposely smoking more weed to get really high to watch this match because I'm like, this is fucking gross as shit. These dudes are going at it, and at one point, At one point, Douglas takes a DDT, and I'm fairly sure it's in the puke. I'd have to go back and watch again.
Oh God!
The whole side of the ring is covered in splat puke, but there's one main puke pool that's like the spot. It's like the thumbtacks, but Shane Douglas puke. And like the whole time, I'm like, they're gonna fucking end up in it. And sure enough, I think it's Douglas that takes DDT into it. It was a rough match.
Oh, this is a bunch of crap. This just sucks.
Whew, rough match.
And Raven actually gets pinned in it, and his hair is just
God.
in it. It's
They took it off later on, right?
This is some real shit for people who say wrestling's fake. Fuck y'all, this shit's real as hell. Oh.
So the sequence at the end. So we get TNA first off is an artist in covering this puke situation. By the way, you know, like he is trying. He is doing the best he can to just cover this up as much as he can. Slash comes in, Sinn comes in, interference starts when the ref's down. Gathering comes in to help. Raven DDTs Douglas through a table, which you think is going to be the win. TNA is bonkers right here at this point. 1, 2, lights out. And it's out for a little bit. And crowd's getting really hot here. And then all of a sudden, lights come back on. And it's one of J-Bone's favorites who comes up. A reveal, the mystery, the hand, the attacker. Right. And it was J-Bone? Vampiro. And TNA, like an artist, Bill, within like 8 seconds, gives you his whole credibility right there. Big star CMLL, champion, big WCW, boom, boom, boom. You knew right away. You've never seen Vampiro before. Credible guy coming in here.
Yeah, and definitely that. Sold on Vampiro. Mm-hmm. But did anyone forget about the Mystery Man angle at this point?
Yeah.
A little bit of a delay here for this build-off. I feel like they just dropped the ball for a month.
Well, it's been a month, yeah.
And by the way, here he is, this Mystery Man that's vanished.
Like he hasn't been terrorizing him for a month. You kind of think they got bored.
And now the reveal?
Yeah. So that was it. That was the reveal.
Wait. This guy's in the match, so there's only one thing to say right now. But
go for it.
Where is he? He vanished.
Oh, yeah. There's Classic here.
He moved. Oh, there he is.
Who booked this? Dude. So if you are not watching along or you are listening to this on audio, this match gets remembered for the end. This is the Raven head shave match. In this match, though, there's so much wild stuff going on. Like, we don't even talk about the fact that they're covered in the franchise's puke the whole time because of the head shift. Like, do yourself a favor before you start your day and have your breakfast. Turn this match on. Watch it on an empty stomach. You have to see this match. It is legit a fucking wild ride. Like, this is despite the puking and the weirdness with Vampiro, this is how you book a really heavy, people in event, intense, focused match well, because I stayed into it the whole time, even though there was so much going on. But yeah, do yourself a favor and NWA TNA 62 main event. You really should watch it. I can't
call Mr. Bones Wild Ride.
It's just for the weirdness. It's not the best match you'll ever see, but it's just it's like the raw realness of wrestling.
Mm-hmm. Vampiro DDT's Raven right here, and then Shane gets the win, and then they start doing the head shave. Raven willingly takes it. He takes his licks on this, and this is the famous where Mitchell shaves his heads the other way with the clippers
against the grain,
and he's literally carving Raven's scalp, which to this day, apparently, from what I was told, Raven was very upset about that at that time. It's kind of one of those things like, who the fuck goes the other way or something. He was really upset about that.
You know what though? He didn't fight it.
No,
he just kind of slumped his shoulders, strolled over to the chair, and sat down. I was like, every classic thing that we've ever seen in wrestling, they're fighting tooth and nail. No, don't cut my hair. They're being held down, blah, 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 blah. How many times have we seen that in professional wrestling? Raven was like old school Mexico style. He sat down like they do in Mexico. They don't fight it. They sit down and they take their loss like a man. And
he's a man of honor.
Wow.
And the art of it was that he with the shame shot at the end, where Douglas is shaming him with the mirror. Look at you, and he's head in his hands and just devastated. Like, can't believe this. I lost my hair. Like it's so brilliantly done. Just the emotion on his face.
And Vampiro's taking little chunks off of his hair as Mitchell's carving it off, and he's just
my notes at the end. My last note, because TNA is losing his mind at the injustice.
Oh, God.
And I wrote in all capitals on my notes, TNA is amazing here, because he's like, this is ridiculous. I can't believe this is happening. He goes, I have lost my objectivity and I don't give a damn. Like, oh my God. Like,
that was such a great call for Fade to Black too.
So good.
You can take this microphone and shove it up your ass.
But just to have a commentator sell like that, are you kidding? Like that is, and I'm glad we're getting Stryker and D'Lo are in that realm today.
Just gonna say that Stryker is TNA.
I want Stryker to get pissed now at an injustice. I want Stryker to get upset at something, because I want him to sell like this, because Stryker's great at the excitement. This, to me, I was in it with TNA, man. I was so on the ride with his anger. I was like, God damn it. Like he got me. What a commentator. What an amazing commentary. Just unreal what he did. But that was it. Went off the air with that line. I have lost my objectivity and I don't give a damn.
Awesome.
Fuck, man.
And Don West rips off his
oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He rips his headset. He's like,
his headset off and leaves. Yeah.
I mean, just that sell from the commentators. Forget the guys in the ring. Your commentary team is selling how pissed off they are. Oh,
this commentary team is as good as any two-man booth. Though
I'll put them up against anybody. Honest to God, like I think I've never seen JR do this kind of shit, and I'm not trying to take a shot here. I'm just like this kind of level of like he throws his head off.
I've seen
in the Attitude
Era.
In the Attitude Era, JR.
Yeah, when Triple H gets away with something and he's still champion at the end of an episode.
Every episode.
And they show they show JR standing next to the commentary table, bent over with emotion, holding the microphone, holding his hat, and he's just crushed down, screaming, "Damn you, Triple H! Damn you!" And it's like, but it's like just barely off camera, but you can see him doing it. And so I've seen him do that. So it's
good stuff, man. When a commentator can do it, it's an art to me.
That's what Matt Stryker brings. Now D'Lo's great too, but the emotion that Stryker brings is so real. Just like TNA.
And the analysis, he's like a TNA.
Yeah, he's very much like TNA.
Yeah. I want to see how he reacts like an injustice. Like when something goes bad. I want to see Stryker bust it out with like, you're on this team, are you pissed off about this or what?
Like maybe at Rebellion.
That's going to be the proving ground for him.
Yeah.
So that was
when Private Party was there, they were kind of kissing some rear end, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
were they?
Yeah.
I don't remember the commentary on the match.
I would have been burying those kids.
But that was it, guys. That's we went off the air with that one. That was the end of 62. A real heavy episode. A lot going on in this one. Debuts,
crazy,
head shaves, just a lot. This was total nonstop action.
Yes, a future multi-time knockouts champion and tag champ in the audience. I mean, we had everything. We had
Eric Young,
Blood and Guts and Puke, and Eric Young and Vampiro and Jamal and that AJ Jerry Lynn match.
I tell you what,
the casket match.
I would love to, because Vampiro doesn't hold anything back when he's talking about his past, with this company or that company, and he's very critical of his time in WCW and stuff like that. I'd be very now. I don't know how long he sticks around here. I'd have to look it up.
I don't think it's long.
I don't feel it's long,
but I'd be very curious to see what he would say about this, because I mean, I think this is really peak stuff going on here that we're talking about. It seems like there's like a lot of hype, you know, because I'm still seeing all this from the first time. This is like, wow. I'm loving
the other day, we're right at the peak of like their first big run right now.
Yeah. But that's it, guys. 63 is next week. They set up a few things for it. They're off to the races at this point. This is like, there's so much going on with the company right now that it's like, man, you can't, like, I'm sold for next week. You know, I want to know where this ends. I want to know what Raven has to say about all this. I want to know how they react to all this. So there's next week will be fun. And then, so next week we're on regular. Next week is still a regular schedule. The week after we move to Tuesdays, right?
I believe so.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. We'll send a reminder to everybody as well. But that's it, guys. That's 62 in the book. So thank you all for whoever watched along with us, whoever is watching along on these on Impact Plus. Thank you guys for hanging out on doing those. Let's get our plugs in here and we'll start getting out of here. Bill, where can they find you? Where will the pictures be up? That's what they want to know.
They want to know where the pictures will be. All right. So,
don't ask about the office.
Yeah. Just because of Mr. Bonifer tonight, there will be tomorrow, Friday. I have my Farmers Market Wrestling on Saturday, but I'll have some free time. It's not a busy show weekend, like multiple shows, travel. So I'll have some time. I will get some pictures up. So you will find those on my Instagram at William M. Gardner, JRDNER, or on my Twitter, same name. But definitely look for the Instagram. There will be some updates. Yeah, maybe not a lot, maybe not as many as you'd like, but there'll be some.
Toss a handful up there. See what happens. All right, Mark.
Yeah, there we go. And here, I'll listen to Truck here.
What's that?
Save something for the Patreon.
the ever looming Patreon. That we're
I'm surprised Zach did not put that on his list.
Yeah, where's that?
I missed that one.
All right, Uncle Mark, where can they find you?
Okay, you can find me at Mark World Order, MARKQ World Order, only on the Twitter. And I want to give a special shout out. It was really nice to see Nurse Nicole in the chat again. It's been a long time. Nice to see you, Nurse Nicole.
Always is. I hope to see her tomorrow to kick the weekend off. She's going to be doing her nurse duties, frontlining again this weekend. So I got a couple hours. We're going to hang out tomorrow. I'll get to see her.
All right. Take his bell.
Cross the line.
Get the bell.
Get the bell. Oh, the bell. And also, Mark can be found on the We Talk Impact Twitter, doing a lot of the interactive tweets, a lot of the general statement stuff. You know, I'm putting up some of those. Mark is helping out. Mark's been doing a lot of the interactive throughout the day. So if you're, and you've been great about it, you're letting people know that this is Mark talking.
Yeah, it's me. Just so I'm not speaking out. If I'm like, yo, man, AEW was awesome last night, Trent.
But if you have questions, like things about the show, little specifics, Mark's been great at the We Talk Impact Twitter. If you have, because you were blasting responses to people today. So if you guys got questions, tweet it at We Talk Impact or Mark's personal, one way or another, an answer will come to you. So J-Bone, where can they get you, man? Where's all the outlets? Where are you going to be live? Semi-clothed?
Semi.
Yeah.
Bone Dana, and that's it. No, I'm kidding. You can find me over in that other little podcast called Smash This Podcast, and that's on YouTube and Twitch Live. You can catch it also on all the socials, the Facebox, the Twitter box, and that good old Instaneck. And for your Bone on the Go, the audio portion of Smash This Podcast is on anchor.fm / Smash This Podcast. Goes out to Google, Apple, Podbean, Verbal, Castbox, it's so many others. Did I mention Spotify? It's on Spotify.
Did not. Spotify it is.
Yes.
Guys, Trensberry for me on Twitter. The show at We Talk Impact, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Just type in Total Nonstop Impact. Comes right up. Audio formats, all audio formats. Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon. Please rate, review, and subscribe, guys. The numbers always, those always help our numbers, get them out there more, get found more. Big shout out to the international folks listening on audio. A lot of you guys listening internationally. Thank you guys for that. Video at twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact and youtube.com/Total Nonstop Impact, along with ProWrestlingTees.com/Total Nonstop Impact. They had a flash sale, 24-hour, not even 24-hour flash sale yesterday, like 12 hours. So if you got a t-shirt, you got to have 20% off. That's prowrestlingtees.com/total nonstop impact. And Discord link is in the chat or in the description below. Get on the Discord. These guys, all the regular chatters are all in there. The usual suspect, the goons.
Yeah, depending on what you say, you might get called out.
You might. Yeah, the goon squad's in there.
Watching.
That's right. It's true. Goon squad. So wait, I gotta talk to you off air about that. The goon squad's in Discord. They're chatting away. They're keeping the conversation going throughout the week, guys. So go hang out with the goon squad. And why did I just start calling them the goon squad? I don't know where.
Yeah, they're the squad.
They're the squad.
the scumbag gave him the squad nickname way back when.
That's right.
I like the goon squad. Were you watching a little Youngblood or something?
I must have been. I don't know where that even just came from.
Come join us in the treehouse. Discord's where it's at.
So go hang out with that, guys. And then anything else? Am I missing any other plugs? We got a lot of plugs.
Are UK guys going tomorrow?
Oh, I got to do the show scheduling. No.
Yeah.
So big update. UK is off tomorrow. Lord Bison is in the middle of a move and a rehab on his house. So time is just crazy on in the Bison household. They're taking a week off. They were live last week. So Bison, Joe, and Steve are off this week. They'll be back next week with a vengeance. But the show's scheduled normally as of right now until it changes when Access changes everything around. Tuesday night post show, Impact and Access TV. When Impact goes off the air, we come on with the post show. This coming Tuesday, we do have author Michael. Sorry, I got to make sure I pronounce it right. Cavaccini is going to be with us, and he is writing. He's the author of a history of TNA book that's coming out. Not sure what the release date is. Michael's going to be in here talking about the book. You've probably seen him on Twitter. He's interviewing everybody. If you set foot in the Impact Zone, in the Asylum between 02 and today, he's got you on an interview. It's crazy. So we're going to talk to him. We'll get some info on the book from him when that's coming out. You guys can expect that. So he'll be in for a few minutes. And then Thursdays is Throwback for now. Next week, we're number 63. So get Impact Plus. We might be having a Impact Plus promotion cooking in the works. Maybe. Along with our Shop Impact one. We're working on something with Impact on that. So we'll see what happens. So if you don't have Impact Plus yet, we'll see what we can do for you. We'll figure something out. We're working on something. So we'll go from that. So Thursday Throwback, and then Friday's UK, usually is UK stuff. So anything else, guys? I think that's it. The plugs take longer than the goddamn show. The plugs take longer than my marriage. All right, guys, we're going to go with that. Everybody, have a
machine gun of the night on yourself.
Can I machine gun myself? Here we go.
Yes.
That'll do it for us, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys back here Tuesday. Take care. Be safe. Good night.